I need to see who in here. Oh, we got 20 in the chat. Oh, then y'all coming here early. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. What's up, Bad Wolf? Sweet Pea. Get my quick shout outs real quick. Yeah, I can tell when folks pull up from a different page. Names I never saw before. They gotta be from Strawhat Dynasty. I ain't never seen these names before. Ricochet, the OG Ricochet in the chat. That's what's up, man. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna bring the boys in. We're currently streaming, I believe, from both platforms, because once you start seeing those little unlisted logo, like pretty much like a paper clip on the side of their name, that means they come from a different channel. So shout out to Strawhat for bringing in the family. I'm gonna pull them up right now. We can get this party started, y'all. What's up?
Yo.
What's happening, family? How y'all doing?
We good, man. We're good, man. Just over here. Don't worry about that, bro.
Okay, my bad.
All right.
What y'all messing with? Y'all fiddling over there? What's going on?
Trying to make a thumbnail in 2 seconds.
No,
like we didn't know we were going to stream this on our platform as well, but I mean, whatever. Either way, it's working. So
yeah, your thumbnail is being shared by mine. So either way, we have the same thumbnail.
Oh, all right. There you go.
Yeah, because I originated the stream, so you should be sharing the same thumbnail as mine. So it should be good to go.
We're good.
Should we technically be able to see the comments popping up as well? Oh, there they are. All right. Never mind.
You should be able to. You don't see them?
No, we see them.
We see them. We good.
Oh, okay. Ashley, what's up? Just say what up to the people real quick. What up, Gilbert? How you doing, man? I'm gonna be in and out. I'm actually in New York right now. Oh, Ricochet's in New York, fellas.
Yeah, I know. He hit us up.
What happened? Y'all linking up or not?
Nah, it was just, I had a crazy ass weekend. Worked last night.
Last minute stuff.
Work last night, this morning, and now we basically blocked out chunk of time for what we're doing now. So,
well, I appreciate that. Sorry, Rick. Yeah, I've got to be quicker than that, man.
It's my bad. It's my bad, bro.
It's so good. Well, Miss Me Kate. Oh, Cindy in the chat. What up, Cindy? So yeah, so if y'all look in the chat, y'all see like a paperclip looking thing on the side of somebody. That's like the unlisted look. So basically, that's like people coming from your chat.
Oh, well, all right.
Love this community and reactors supporting one another. That's a fact.
Let's go.
Reaction to action.
$5
dono. We appreciate that.
There you go, man.
Jolene's in the chat, y'all. Shout out to Wave of Change. She's a force behind that.
Oh yeah. Congrats on the milestones.
Oh yeah, they doing it big right now. I think they're almost at 11K, if I'm not mistaken. That is just insane. With an original like 2K goal. They had 11K. That's just insane. Crushing the numbers. And that just shows the power that we have, man, when we come together. Simply right there. That's just proof right there.
Amen.
Dude, from the reactors, man. Emily, what's up, Emily? Yeah, so let's get this thing started, guys. So Strawhat Dynasty, man. People have been wanting us to collab for a while, man. It's been a while. It's been a long time coming, I think. I think it's been a few months now.
You know what's crazy? I guess people have been wanting us to collab since before we knew each other.
Right, exactly.
Because we've only known each other for like maybe 2 months, maybe
2 months. I would say a month and a half, maybe. Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe a month and a half. But I would say when I first heard of y'all is when I was starting. Which I'm bringing back. You guys, it'll be dope if I get you guys involved. Actually, bringing back this. It's called YouTube. Basically, YouTube Champion of 2025. That's what it's gonna be called now, right? So basically, I grab all the reactors who make music and I battle them. I take their music and I make them face off, right? All for song. It's not like a real battle. It's just
you know what's interesting about what you just said?
What's that?
We actually did one of those with another reaction channel for Disco Doc.
Yeah, I know Disco Doc. I heard of something like that. So y'all were involved in that too?
Yeah, we were in season 1 and we won that shit.
Yeah,
I heard. I heard. You see, I heard about that, and they told me to enlist you guys. And then by the time I was trying to get all the reactors, and it wasn't about run reactors; it was just reactors, period. But I was trying to get all the reactors who rap, right, or make music, to get. And you guys were like the last person at this point. My channel was small as well, so I don't even think enough people knew both of us at this time. But it started to heat up. This was like in September. And then they had mentioned you, and I already had like I only wanted 8 reactors. I was like, oh, I'll use them for the next season, whatever. But I already had rounded off my 8 rapper reactors pretty much. But that's when I first heard of y'all. I was like, Strawhat Dynasty. And then I went to, and I remember I even listened to like 2 of your songs or something like that at the time, just to see if I would like put y'all in the next round. I mean, the next season. But yeah. And I remember hearing 2 songs. I remember hearing one song and saying that was dope. Let me hear if they got another dope song. That's how I knew for a fact. I checked out like 2 songs. I was like, okay, yeah, these dudes are dope. I had no idea you guys are from New York though. Back then. But it was obvious, I would say, but it didn't like, it didn't kind of. I'm not sure if I cared like where you were from. I was just like, these dudes could rap. Like, okay,
yeah,
I got to keep them.
We're going back and forth with the Brain Squeeze on that competition because he was nasty. So
Brain Squeeze. Oh, that's what y'all was facing off with.
I mean, he was the main competition.
He was the main competition. About the one that was like
we kept edging each other
out, and I think we might have beat him by like half a point, maybe.
Oh shoot, that's crazy. So what did that battle entail exactly? That competition? I never really looked into it that much.
It was really cool, honestly, and I think
tell him how it went down, like the structure of it and stuff.
Well, I'll tell him, but I think it's worth like pre-screening and checking out, and if you think it's entertaining enough, then you can react to it.
You can react to it, yeah.
Because I thought it was pretty compelling story. Basically, Disco Doc kind of just mentioned us in like a highlight reel video where he just highlights what he deems Ren reactors who also rap. So that when he did this thing, he calls it, ironically, it's called Fire in the Booth, right? And
Fire in Doc's booth.
Yeah, Fire in Doc's booth. So basically, what he did was he had like a network of producers who made beats, and then each round was a beat from a different producer, but each round was also like a theme, right? So like one was like
so he controlled the topic.
Yeah, my regret, my sorrow,
redemption.
Redemption was the second one,
and the last one was legacy.
So there was like regret, redemption, and legacy was round 1, round 2, round 3, and so basically they gave us like a month or so, like 2 months to like make 3 tracks,
and we definitely made them super last minute.
And we made them super last minute. Like nobody even knows right now until we mentioned it right now. Everyone probably thought we like
had those songs cooked up.
we did it last minute.
We did it last minute because we just had so much fucking shit going on, but we really wanted to like do this competition, right? So we just took a walk through Chinatown and had the music playing in our headphones, and then all of a sudden the words just started coming to us.
Yeah, we wrote out most of them in like one walking session in the city. But to be honest with you,
it
takes some time. And honestly, I was using it as a reason because at the time I hadn't written something in a long time. And like anything, when you're out of practice, it literally you can feel it. You don't, things don't come as natural.
No, I definitely hear you on that. I know all about that. Yeah.
Writer's block, whatever the fuck that means. I mean, I don't really believe in writer's block. It's just write. You know what I mean? Sometimes you could always write, even if it comes out shitty, you could always write, but like whatever. So I used it as a reason to kind of just like jumpstart my writing mode again. I'm like, all right, this is a challenge. I'm going to step up to the challenge. I'm going to jumpstart my writing mode. And once I get into it, this will be the jumpstart for me to continue writing and make dope music,
So we had to make these tracks, and then we were being judged by like people he got who were like kind of associated with like Ren through either like, I think one of them was like another dude who does a reaction channel. One of them was actually the guy who handles Ren's copyright that we ironically have been talking to him. months before we even got into this competition, and he ended up being one of the judges.
And he didn't even know who we are when he was judging us.
He didn't even know who we were. He didn't know who anybody was. Everybody was labeled like a letter. There was rapper A, rapper B.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? And they didn't even know that
That's cool.
they didn't even know we were two people
on this under the track.
They just kept calling us rapper A. Right?
That's funny. Y'all
like,
going back and forth, and they think it's one person.
Right? They're like, why is this song so long? And I'm like, well, because there's two people on it, dude. But they didn't know, right? So, you know, regret, redemption, and legacy. And we just
actually Ricochet was one of the rappers on it.
Yeah, Ricochet was in the battle with us.
Oh, was he? Oh, that's what's up. Doc, you recently did something like that again. He asked me to be in it. I was in it. This is his recent one that just is happening right now. And season 2, I guess. And I pulled out of it. Like around the time me and you, Tricks, around the time me and you started talking is when I pulled out of the competition because I got too busy, man. I had too much going on. I was like, I can't really dedicate I didn't want to play with it. You know what I'm saying? If I was gonna do it, I was gonna do it all the way and win that joint. Like that was my plan. You feel me? But I had so much going on. I was like, man, I don't even have the time to do this. And then I gotta hit the studio when these guys want me to hit the studio. I was like, man, I really can't be messing around like that right now. Anyways, right now I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? I would say like maybe in a couple months down the line, I'll have more time for it. So I'm actually familiar with what you're talking about. I just didn't really understand the structure of it, even though I was in it just recently. I just gonna do it and just whatever he wanted me to do, I would do. Like, oh yeah, so what's the topic? Okay, cool. And I just go record it. I wasn't really paying attention to the rules or the structure that they had going on. I just saw who was in it, and that was it.
Shout out to Rick.
Shout out Rick,
holding down third place like a champ.
That's what's up. That's what's up, Rick. Sick Boy Renegade, what's up? So yeah, man. I'm still catching up. I'm a little behind the weather. I do feel a lot better than I did a couple of days ago, man. Sheesh, I was going through it. Even when we spoke on the phone, Tricks.
I remember you sounded like you were dying.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel a lot better than I do that day. But yeah, man. So how you guys feeling today, man? You guys excited about today, man? I feel like people have been dying to see this right here, and I'm with it. There's a bunch of other names too.
Yeah,
you guys have been mentioned the most.
I've been having a rough day, so this is like my highlight of my day right now.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things turn around after this, man. But first off, man, welcome to the family. You guys are officially on the Goatworthy channel today, man. Your first introduction here. Most people are familiar with you guys already, though, so let's not act like that's not the case. But please, man, introduce yourselves, man. I know we have Tricks and we have Jules. Let us know who's who, where their names come from. You know what I'm saying? Just elaborate on that a little bit. Just Tricks, Jules, and whatever aliases you might have.
All right, yo. Well, I'm Tricks the Hooligan.
And I'm Jules the Buddha Monk.
And we are Strawhat Dynasty.
Favorite rapping
breaking
twins from
NYC.
And what's up, everybody?
We over here on Goatworthy's channel.
Goatworthy's channel.
Yeah, we were having a fun conversation before you guys just jumped on. He was like, hey, man, like, I see you guys got like 4 different names going on here. So just to clear the air for anyone else who might be confused, I'm Tricks. This is Jules. And much like Eminem has a Slim Shady, Tricks is like Eminem, Jules is like his Eminem, and our alter egos are the Hooligan
and the Buddha Monk.
Yes, yeah, that's how that goes down.
And actually for me, Jules is a nickname because I'll be the first one to say it on your channel. So my real name is Julian, right? And Jules is an often common nickname for people with the name Julian. So that kind of just stuck with me. It's also my b-boy name as well. So like we have aliases as professional breakdancers as well. We don't go by our.
That's actually where our original names come from, Tricks and Jules. They're actually our breaking names that we go by in the breaking scene, that like people in other countries, other parts of the world, when we go to battles, they don't call us by our first names. They call us Tricks and Jules.
Yeah. So that's where at least mine came from. And then the Buddha Monk is because I was always like a really big Nas fan growing up. He's like one of my favorite rappers of all time. I even named my late dog Nas. And yeah, in the second verse of It Ain't Hard to Tell, he goes, the Buddha monks in your trunk, turn your bass up, not stories by Aesop, place your loot up, parties I shoot up, right? So for me,
Yeah.
I was like, man, who is the Buddha monk, right? And then, you know, obviously he might have been referring to himself at the time as the Buddha monk, but I was like, I'm going to take that character that he mentioned in the second verse and I'm going to breathe life into him. I'm going to make him as my alter ego. I'm going to be that guy in the second verse of It Ain't Hard to Tell. When he's saying the Buddha monks in your trunk, he's talking about me.
I like it. Tricks. The hooligan. Where does a hooligan come from? You starting trouble? You was a stick-up boy or what?
Yeah, man. You know, it's just in my much younger days, because I still believe I'm pretty young, but in my much younger days, I was just always getting into situations, man. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. No, I'm not like, you know, somebody who was going in and out of the law or something like that. But just like,
Right.
you know, when you're like a teenager going into your early 20s and you're traveling the world with 10 of your best friends doing breaking competitions, you get into a lot of fun, sticky situations sometimes. You know what I mean? And I was most definitely acting like a hooligan. So
The
yeah, we
name
got another
fits.
question here. Someone said, "Why are y'all tagged as Joy Boy in your picture?" I could tell you that right now. Well, I didn't know that Joy Boy was going to come up, but we can talk about that real quick.
Yeah, why doesn't it say Joe Boy? Why not? Why doesn't it say Strawhat Dynasty?
Good question. It's a good question. It's a good question. Well, first things first. However our StreamYard is set up, maybe you set that up and put that as Joy Boy, or maybe that's connected to something. But anyway, so Joy Boy. This is a good for the conversation. This goes into what some people might want to know. Is like, why are y'all called Straw Hat Dynasty?
Well, I think that's just a technical issue. I think
but
I think the link he sent was to you, and it was connected to something that
it's pretty obvious it's a technical issue, but I'm gonna bring it full circle right now. So let me finish speaking.
Go for it, man.
All right, cool. All right, so so basically, because I feel like a lot of people don't, maybe a lot of your viewers might not know this, right? We're called Straw Hat Dynasty, right? All right. Straw Hat comes from our favorite anime, which is called One Piece, right? It's our favorite anime. And it's our favorite anime because I'm not going to get into the whole storyline, right? But the anime is about pirates, and there's a pirate crew, the main characters, and the captain of the crew wears a straw hat, and his crew is called the Straw Hats. And we try to frame our life around their state of mind, right? That's funny.
Don't worry about those comments. I just gotta pull those up every once in a while.
So we try to state like how we live. We frame it after their state of mind, which is basically whenever there's like extreme adversity. I mean, in the show, there's extreme adversity. Like they're on the brink of life and death consistently in the show, right? They don't ever buckle under the pressure, and they don't ever complain about it. They're just like, well, I got to get past this hurdle to get to the next step, to get to the next level, to get to my dream. Let's do it. Jump right into the fire every single time. So that's one way we frame ourselves after the Straw Hats. And another way is, and it plays into the second part of our name, right? Dynasty. Dynasty comes from our breaking crew, which is called 5 Crew Dynasty.
Dance crew.
Our dance crew. Dancing, breaking crew, however you may say it. Yeah. So like, and the Straw Hats on the show really act a lot, or the way they act with each other is like how we would behave with our crew. You know, always got each other's back, do anything for each other, and really pushing each other to get to the next level. We're all on the same page. So we took the Straw Hat state of mind from the show, and the Dynasty from 5 Crew Dynasty, because it's such a pivotal foundational piece of who we are as people. Literally, we would not be the way we are without that experience and those people and breaking. and we put it together. Strawhat Dynasty.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
And then
so you said something interesting. So is that your? Oh, go ahead, Jules. You want to say something?
and Joy Boy is just a character in the show One Piece, and
Oh, okay.
that's why that says Joy Boy. So,
Yeah.
So real quick, so you said something interesting right there. You had me thinking. So, are you guys still together, or is this like a thing of the past? The dynasty crew that y'all, I guess, what you would represent as your foundation. Are y'all still together, or is just y'all broke up and it's just y'all two now? How many were there? Like,
Now we're mostly
Five Crew Dynasty is still a thing. Five Crew Dynasty is still together because the building, the foundation of the crew is built on family, not business. So as a crew, we're always together. You know what I mean? I mean, some of these
Okay.
crew members have been my friends since middle school. Some of them have been my friends since grade school. Most of them have been my friends since high school. We've been groomsmen in some of their weddings. We're some of their kids' godfathers. You know what I mean? Like, we're a pivotal part of each
runs
other's
deep.
lives.
It runs deep. It's
You know?
deep. It's deeper than just breaking.
Exactly. So as far as like a crew, the crew is not dead per se. But if you want to explain the other part, you can
we just haven't competed
In
professional
unison in a while.
in a long
in
time.
a long time.
We had a long
Mm.
run. Our crew, we did a lot of crazy dope stuff as a New York crew representing for our city
And
for
America.
our country, and we went to a lot of world stage battles and represented America on a big stage
Battling the best
in our
constantly.
in our
That's
like,
dope.
Like living like a crazy, like, those dance battle movies that you watch? We're like living
Yeah,
like a real life version of that.
like
but
you
not
got served.
yeah, but like
way
That movie's fire. Don't come on here hating on you got served. You
I
got
love
served
that.
was
I
fire.
love that.
I love you guys,
Right?
sir.
But there's a difference between dance battles in the movies and dance battles
Yeah.
in real life. And let me tell you, the ones in
Right.
real life are way more intense and way more exciting.
It's a real battle, ain't it?
It's like watching
like-
watching a good breaking battle is like watching Spartans go to war with Vikings. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right?
Yo,
While
that's a
there's
hell
a
of
vol-
an analogy.
while
Shout out
there's
to
a vol-
Spartacus.
while there's a volcano erupting around everybody. Like, that's what it feels like, and that's what it looks like. You know what I mean?
I need to see something in person, man. I have yet to experience one in person. I'm talking about like a real competition.
What state you in?
Texas?
Right now, I'm in Texas now.
Oh, bro, there's so many competitions.
We could put you on to
things going on in Texas all the
events.
time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Texas has a good scene, actually.
Yeah, good scene.
Oh,
Could be-
nice. Yeah. Put me on.
Time.
I want to capture some of it.
Yeah, man, it's dope, man. But yeah, in order to understand like Straw Hat Dynasty, it's like almost if you want to understand us, right? It's very important to understand kind of like where we come from with breaking and how we view the hip hop culture and how it's influenced our life. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get into some more of that in a little bit. I would say, so you guys are not just reactors, obviously, not just breakers. You guys make music. So you guys are artists, you guys are breakers, you guys are reactors, entertainers. Also, let's talk about some of the things that people may not really know about, especially here on this channel. You guys are mentors and teachers and like big brothers to the youth and at the same time. So talk about that a little bit as far as like, your classes that you teach and stuff like that. Or, put us on to that.
So I own a business with one of my crew members from Five Crew Dynasty, and it's called Dynasty Breaking NYC. And we've been in business since about 2015. Survived one hell of a pandemic because that was crazy.
Word.
Yeah,
Dang.
man. But
And New York too. New York was crazy during the pandemic. Oh my God.
I
was still there when that popped off. Oh man.
It was. But with that being said, I learned how to break in my community, in my neighborhood with my friends in my borough of Queens, New York, as a kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So as we got older, we were like, man, there's really no point in holding on to all the knowledge you have, because when we're gone, like it goes with
It's
us.
gone.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Exactly.
gone. Right.
So, and like, and also, a lot of me and my crew members were getting older. You can't dance forever, especially this dance. There's a very fine
Well,
timeline on it, right?
You can dance
You can dance
for a
pretty
long time, but you can't compete professionally forever
Yeah. So,
at a high level.
we're
Yeah.
like, how can we pass this knowledge on, and how can we keep the name of Five Crew Dynasty living on for generations,
Like
right?
another generation of Faku Dynasty that'll like our generation was like like season 1 through like 5. Like how can we create season like 6 through 9, and then they'll create the ones who will be season like 10 through 15. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
Legacy you're talking about now.
yeah, exactly. And it really started off as like, let's just make a business, and let's also try to make a living, like what we're all doing right now,
Right.
make a living off of stuff that
Right.
we like to do, love to do, and
Passion.
now it's turned into something even bigger, man. We got a lot of classes going on around the city. We're in public schools, got our school vendor's license. We're very official with what we're doing. We're only getting more official. And we're literally, like, I literally have seen so many kids change as people. You know what I'm saying? From learning to break, from coming in
Well,
timid, shy,
mhm.
unconfident, to being super confident, having
because of
friends.
your impact.
Yeah, man. And it's a good feeling.
You're mhm.
I didn't know I was gonna get this feeling. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was just like, I'm gonna do this,
Oh,
and then it just happened.
and I just have to take this time to shout out my boy. His name is Guitar George. He's in the comments, right? He has an excellent YouTube channel where he breaks down guitar techniques and songs.
Shout out
and
Guitar George.
right. I have to shout him out because he's actually on a few of our tracks that are released to the public, and he's a very talented musician, one of the most talented I've ever seen. So,
And I also got a shout out to my boy Tone Deaf Music as well. We're kicking off some things in the behind the scenes. We're gonna be getting together on a live soon as well. So shout out to Tone Deaf, man. Interesting fella. Real intellectual brother, man. I've been watching some of his videos, and he be talking that talk. So he be on that wisdom path. You feel me? So y'all might want to take a look at his page, check it out.
Yeah, well, I think he hit us up on Instagram. I'm not too sure.
Okay, might have. He's an interesting fella for sure. So you were saying, Tricks, as far as like the impact, you started to recognize like you were leaving an imprint on these kids, and they were like changing for the better, obviously, in a positive way.
And two of those kids I've been teaching since they were 9. They're now 16 and 17, and
that's deep, man.
Yeah, and they're actually officially last year they officially joined my crew. So they went from being my students. Now they're like my equals. They're my crew. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's dope. That's fire right there. That's fire.
I've taken these kids to Texas, Puerto Rico, California to compete already with me alongside, and it's been an amazing experience, honestly, competing with my students.
I'm pretty sure me and a few people in the chat right now are kind of just astonished at the fact that breaking is still so dancing is prevalent. We know dancing itself is big, but specifically to break, we have to. I want to zero in on breaking just because it's one of the original pillars of hip hop and still is to this day. But more than anything, the relevance that it still holds today. Like the fact that you guys are doing these type of, trips, whatever, across the world, or whatever, pretty much you're going across the world. You're not just, it's not just like a local thing. People think a lot of this stuff is so New York, and it's like, that's just what we think, and like, they kind of think we have like a closed mind and like, we're just full of ourselves. But when really we're full of the world, like there's so much influence that comes from New York. And I think there's nothing wrong with having pride and talking about it. Like, so I want you guys to talk about that a little bit, just that pride of just being from New York and just seeing the influence the East Coast region has on the rest of the world. Because when you're coming from New York, breakers coming from New York, and you guys are competing in these different states and countries, what you're doing is you're bringing the essence of it to those places, even though it exists there already, because the influence has reached that far. But it's crazy when you get there and it's like home. Like it has to feel like home at some point, right? For you guys, like a little bit.
If anybody's questioning New York's relevancy, or if anybody's questioning people from New York's pride, especially when it comes to the culture of hip hop, anywhere in the world, is definitely in America. Because I guarantee you, nobody in Europe and nobody in Japan and nobody in the places where the culture is actually happening is complaining about it. And they all know the relevancy. They all know. Actually, to tell you the truth, people from other countries who are in the b-boy community, b-girl community,
UK included,
right? Coming to New York is like a rite of passage for them. It's like a birthright trip. That's how they treat it. It's like, for them, it's like a sacred trip. It's like going to Mecca. You know what I mean? So for them, and I know this because every time some way they get our fucking goddamn number somehow, and they hit us up every single time. And I've had b-boys and b-girls from every country you could think of sleep on my couch, like, and some of these have been some of the best b-boys and b-girls in the entire world at the time. And they've come, they spend time with us, they come to our practice spots, they stay on our couch, we exchange knowledge, ideas, experience, they receive our culture, and then we receive their culture. And that's what really it's about, especially the experience of being a b-boy and b-girl in the world today. It's about experiencing other people's cultures through the culture of hip-hop, you know, because when we go, and we went to battles in fucking Holland, and we were chilling in Amsterdam and in other towns in Holland, talking to Dutch people, listening to their language, and it really like, oh snap, you're different than me, but that's cool, you're different because you're Dutch, you know what I mean?
Right.
See the world differently because you're Dutch. This particular thing that's not a big deal to me here is a big deal to you here in your country because you're Dutch, or vice versa. It's not a big deal to you there, but to us, we make it a big deal here. That's just because we're American, I guess. And then your mind starts to open. So now your mind starts to open, and now you're the one who's like, well, yeah, that's not a big deal. And I would have never known that if I didn't come to your country to realize that that's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean?
And that's how we expand our wisdom. That's how we expand our understanding. That's how we're able to communicate even better with those who are not from where we're from. And the people who speak like this, though, I bring that up because you already mentioned it. The people who mostly speak like that are the people who live around the block, not people in the other countries, because people in other countries appreciate what we brought to the culture, you know what I'm saying? Or what we are of the culture when it comes to hip hop, right? So there's a lot of appreciation. When I went to Europe, when I was in Paris, or when I was in Barcelona, I tell them I'm from New York, they just lost their mind. They're just like, oh my God, how is it? I want to go. Like, I'm just like, my mind, I'm like, what? Like, my first time in Europe, I was just mind blown. I'm like, I'm happy to be here. And they're like, this is nothing. Like, what do you mean here? Like, this is just Barcelona, you know what I'm saying? And when I went to Rome, I spoke to people over there, and they were just like, you know, I was freestyling with some Italians, bro. I don't even know what they were saying. They was freestyling in Italian. I was freestyling in my regular language, in English, right? And they were just mind blown. They're not even sure what I said, but they were just like, you rip it, man, you rip it. Like, they was just going crazy. And I was just like, wow, it's amazing how people just, you know, are in love with the hip hop culture, man. There's nothing stronger than it, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, man, I agree. And you know, you had explained it very well without even being in our world. You're right. You know, we go to other countries and we literally bring the essence of New York, or the essence of where hip hop came from, everywhere we go with us. You know what I mean? I mean, you know what it's like, man. It's in the air you breathe here, whether that's good or bad. It's you know, being a teenager and not having enough money to get on the train, so you're hopping the turnstile. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all this. It's going to the corner deli in 2004 and going in with $5 and leaving with a bag of goodies.
Bag of stuff. Mad quarter waters. Yo, let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, salt, pepper, ketchup.
So it's deeper than just like dancing. It's
No, it's culture,
what,
man. It's their
yeah,
environment. It's
exactly what
the
our
essence,
environment.
the essence of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But for me,
our environment shapes us, and it brings and it goes it we take it with us everywhere. And in New York, it's like we're survivors. You know what I mean? That's what it
Yeah.
is in New York, because you have to know how to get it and survive to live in this city. It's not easy. Shit's expensive. You know what I'm saying? Things move quite fast. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
and you were right. Breaking has been very relevant for a long time, but it's not surprising that people wouldn't know, because it's a culture that's very tight knit. So if you're not introduced to someone from the culture, or if you're not part of it yourself, it would be unlikely you would just stumble upon it the way that it's out
You
there.
know why? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's because y'all just protect it. Like it's the last dying breed of hip hop. If you ask me, it's the only thing that actually has not changed a bit. It's the one thing that's like it's kept the same face the whole time. And like hip hop has changed dramatically. The music has changed dramatically. You know what I'm saying? Um, a lot of the things I like to compare it to the graffiti crew, but even them, even laws have made it harder for them to do what they have. Now they got to find areas where it's like legal to do this, and it's cool. The cool thing about graffiti has been accepted on a large scale in certain ways, but for the true artists running the streets, they still got to do things a certain way, and it's not always safe, to be honest with you. But breaking, it hasn't changed as far as like what it means, what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like I would say it gets more and more competitive. It's one of the things that get better. I feel like I was watching a YouTube video the other day, man. It was like dudes. They were in New York and everything. They were in the Bronx, but they were these two Puerto Rican and Dominican dudes. They was breaking, and they was just like some street breaking or whatever. And I'm like, man, this is yesterday. It was posted like a couple weeks ago. But when I saw it, it was like this is today. This is what's happening today. And these dudes were killing it, and they were like, it was so top notch breaking. I was like, okay, I've never even seen the things they're doing right now. So it just made me feel like as hip hop, the music is on a downhill somewhat, and it's because the labels are controlling the sound and they're putting out, they're putting out the BS on the forefront. There's still dope MCs, but you got to look for them now. You got to really dig in the crates to find them. But like, I just feel like, I don't know, man. The breakers, you guys kind of like, correct me if I'm wrong. You guys kind of protect your community, so it's so tight, like you say, because you guys never actually let them mainstream it to the point where it got lost, like the essence or the soul of breaking got lost. Like that's why people are surprised still. That's a good thing when people are still being surprised about, oh, breakers are still breaking these days. Like, yeah, that's why, because you guys keep the community tight knit, and that's what keeps it. That's what keeps the flavor intact. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I like that though.
Before I respond to that, I just want to give a huge shout out to the Strawhat Dynasty crew fan group. They're in the chat right now, and they're doing, they just started. We got DM'd about having the fan group made, and we gave our blessing right away. And we're like, of course, make a fan group if you want. So, I just want to shout them out. Thanks so much
Shout
for the
out, shout
support,
out.
and we really appreciate you. But to get back to what you were saying, it's funny because you're right to a huge extent. You're very right. Out of all the elements in hip hop, you know what I mean? I would say breaking has definitely improved drastically over time as far as like skill level, things like that. And it has kept a lot of its essence intact. But much like all the other elements in hip hop and other things, we still definitely go through the back and forth battles of the culture changing due to mainstream success. You know what I mean? Like, it's a real thing in our culture. It still does happen.
Social media too.
So, what do you mean by that?
It's affecting the shape of the culture.
Yeah, social media is affecting the culture, things of that nature. I'm not somebody who's so overly protective where I'm just like, no, don't make it mainstream. Don't do this, don't do that. Because personally, I want all my B-boys and B-girls to win. I want them to make a living off of doing this because it's extremely difficult to do that. And if it takes getting to mainstream success to do that, you know what I mean? I support it. But at the same time, you know what I mean? It's like when something's so dope, you can't control it, what happens to it, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's going to explode, it's going to explode. All we can do and all I try to do is, as someone with knowledge of the culture, where it comes from, the essence of it, and what I think is the right way to approach it and how to go about it, I teach that to my students, and I will have conversations with people about that who are willing to listen and whatnot. That's the only thing you can do, is be a good example,
right.
and kind of just like, you know, go about it, or be, you know, proactive in, you know, doing your own events and things like that.
Being the change. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, but we we do battle and go back and forth with the mainstream washing of breaking.
Well, when it comes to
like
when it comes to mainstream and breaking, that whole argument, it is a very real thing. And although it is raw and pure still, you know, it's definitely a lot more quote unquote mainstream than like what it was in the 80s. Because if you look at a battle today, like a world-class battle, which by the way happens every single weekend, an Olympic level battle of b-boying happens every single weekend in some random.
That's crazy.
The best in the world are
always going
at it every single weekend.
And it's
I don't remember a weekend when there wasn't a world-class battle on an Olympic level happening. Matter of fact, a lot of and it's crazy because if you look at those battles, they got big teleprompter screens and crowds of like thousands of people shouting and sponsor stickers everywhere on the wall. It's pretty much there. You know what I mean? It's I would claim that the most mainstream it's ever been, even though, like my brother said, if you don't know about it, you won't know it's that big. And you know what I mean? Because it's gotten to the point where it's gotten support, and some people in other countries throw better quote unquote competitions or battles than the others. There's already a numerous amount of b-boys and b-girls who are making a living off of it. They're not making a living off of it in the way that we would hope eventually it gets to, but they are doing. Especially if you're one of the best in the world and you're always winning battles and competitions, you're getting hit up by some sponsors. You're winning money when you win these battles.
There's people making a good living.
And then if you're like a legend in the game who's put their work in, you're being flown out to judge battles. You're being flown out to teach workshops. So people are making a living off of it. But what my brother said, it's a dance, but it's also a sport on the level of like it takes just as much athleticism as literally any sport you can think of, and arguably even
I believe that. Yeah, I believe that.
Right? It just mixes the element. It just mixes the element of music, rhythm, and art. You know what I mean? But as far
That's
as
easy
like
to believe,
like if an NBA player or NFL player needs an extreme amount of strength, flexibility, balance, endurance to be able to perform on a level where they can make hundreds of thousands of dollars and sometimes millions. So then I think b-boying and b-girling has a potential to get to that point, because it takes just as much, if not arguably even more, to do that kind of level of athleticism.
And it's exciting to watch. You know what I mean?
No, it's real entertainment.
It's just hard for the public to understand what they're seeing sometimes, which is why it's not as easy to put on that public stage, because it's like, you know, baseball, basketball, football, it's real simple. It's like you score a touchdown, you score a basket.
There's rules that
we cheer. Yay. Like, yeah. Like you know when to cheer.
Yeah,
with breaking, it's like, wait, was that the best move? I'm not sure of how to react right now. Was that it? Was that the killer? Was that a point? Like, there's no point structure. It's real. Just like, is there a point structure? First of all,
kind of, you know, it's like I said, the dance is evolving, and if you look at world-class battles today, they do go by a point system, believe it or not.
Traditionally,
it's literally a point system. Like, you point to whoever thought you won.
So that's not really a point system, like he's saying though. But literally, Traditionally, there's no point system. It's all opinionated. It's like, I thought they did this because this is my opinion, and that opinion comes from
Right.
judges who have tons of experience doing battles themselves, and you just trust that their experience is going to showcase when they make their decision. But as of recent, as it was like, as you saw in the Olympics and things of that nature, people have been trying to come up with a point system that makes sense. And some people have gotten close and they're messing around with it, but it's hard because at the end of the day, even the point system, it's really all opinionated, because breaking,
Right.
there's no rules, dog. You can do this any way you want.
Well, there's rules. There's rules until there's no rules, if that makes any sense, right? So you have a certain.
Shout out to Uncle Ray in the chat.
Shout out to Uncle Ray.
Vibe
Yo.
reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Funny
yeah.
ass. Yo. So but there's rules until there's no rules. And what I mean by that is there's a certain structure
and foundation
and
that you must keep.
foundation that you have to keep, or
Right,
there's a
right.
foundation you need to learn just to do the dance, right? But once
Right.
it's like Bruce Lee Jeet Kune Do, right? Take out whatever's not necessary, and by his philosophy, your Jeet Kune Do is not going to look the same as the other guy's Jeet Kune Do. Has to do with your personality, who you are,
Your body, literally your body build.
your
Like,
body build.
We're not all built to move the same.
You know, some of us are tall, and lanky.
Right.
You know, some of us are stout, some of us are short. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no, I had to call Tricks out on the last one because I was like, yo, Ren didn't even start rapping his verse yet, and Buddy already took his shirt off. One scene he got his shirt on. The next scene, shirt's gone. The man even started sweating. Yeah, I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
I'm not gonna lie, you, Uncle Ray, Brain Squeeze, everybody has commented on like me taking my shirt off at some point, whether it was a music video.
I knew it was gonna happen. Just the timing though was impeccable. I'm like, hold on, you didn't even wait at all. He said, you know what? Nah, this is it.
and you know, like, that's just a normal thing for us.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
But, I've been trying.
Man.
I don't want to say I've been avoiding this conversation, but I've been trying to say a bunch of things before I got to it. But I see a bunch of people in the comments, kind of asking about our thoughts on the whole Olympic thing and whatever. And
Talk about it.
I mean, we can talk about it, but I'm gonna tell before we talk about
that was my next question anyway. So y'all can indulge in it right now.
Before we talk about it, just know, people in the comments, I love y'all, but just know this is coming from a professional's perspective. Just know this is coming from a person
There you go.
who's lived this lifestyle for
Disclaimer.
20 plus years. So just know there's certain things we may say that you may not understand, and that's okay. You know what I mean? It takes a while to understand it, and if you're not part of that culture or you haven't experienced it, then you just may not get it right away.
Take what we're about to say as a learning experience and as a dive into a culture you may not understand yet, and maybe use it as a way to gain more of an understanding of the culture and more of an understanding of what might have went down in the Olympics and all that other stuff.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, the way the majority of the world saw the Olympics compared to what a lot of B-boys and B-girls saw the Olympics, including us particularly in this case, is probably a completely different perspective. Like, completely different perspective.
Well, stop holding out. What the hell did y'all see?
Okay, let's get the elephant out the room, or the kangaroo out the room real quickly, okay? Let's get the kangaroo out the room quickly, okay? So basically, what happened with the B girl from Australia?
What happened was,
right? What happened with her, right? To honestly, the truth, to us, it's really not that big of a deal. Like,
I'm gonna keep it 100. Nobody in the breaking scene who's a serious competitor really gave a fuck about that shit. I'm just being honest with you, because there was nothing to give a fuck about. There was nothing to make a big deal of. This is what happened. Ray Gun was just a product of clip culture, primarily in America and around the world. Meme clip culture. Someone saw something they thought looked funny. They started making a bunch of memes about it. and it just spread like wildfire. To be quite honest with you,
and when you know it's something you're gonna put out is gonna get guaranteed hundreds of thousands of views, and you can make some chump of change from it, then you're going to make a video about it, and then you're going to try and highlight it and express it and make it seem like it's the most ridiculous thing in the world because that's what everybody else is doing, and that's okay.
Right.
I mean, I get how this whole YouTube social media thing
works.
Right? But the truth is, it wasn't that big of a deal to the people who actually do this.
And I'll tell you why right now.
And we'll tell you why.
All right. The reality of the situation, right? The reality of the situation.
Yeah, funny as hell.
That in hip hop in general, and you can put this in any other genre you want of hip hop, rapping, DJing, graffiti, and breaking, right? Specifically, there are no rules, as we explained. There's a foundation that you must keep. There's certain things you must do, but everyone is openly willing. Everyone is able to express themselves however they deem worthy inside. Just like we do with music. You'll never tell like someone, oh, you can't rap like that. No, fuck you. I can't rap like that. I'm gonna rap however I want. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's the same thing in breaking. It's like you express yourself however you want. Now, does everyone always like the way someone raps? No.
Right.
Does everyone always like the way someone dances? No. You know what I mean? I've seen way sillier shit in breaking
in battles
than that ray gun shit. Like 10 times sillier. Like 10 times like stupid, like funny looking, basically. You know what I mean? Yeah. Did she look a little funny at like in like 2 parts of her of when she got down? Sure, she looked a little funny, but when everyone else in the world was like, this is an atrocity, this is that, I don't know shit about breaking, but I'm gonna talk about it like this, right? Yo, like, you know what I mean? What we saw was like, you know, I don't really like her style. That's like what we're thinking. Like, that's kind of funny looking, but whatever, you know. And what she really was at the core of it all, she was just a competitor in the Olympics who was not as good as everyone else. That's it. And we see that all the time in competition.
We see that all the time in competition. And the thing is that you know it's a product of clip culture because the only thing you'll ever see people either imitating or talking about is the silly looking shit or the shit that looks so obviously easy that anybody can do it, right? Because there's parts of her rounds where she's doing basic moves, like basic breaking moves that if you were to tell a grown-ass adult who's super fit and goes to the gym to try and do that move, I'm saying like the more athletically average person, like if you were to tell them to do that basic move that she did in one of her rounds, a basic move that she did in her round, in our dance, that the internet doesn't highlight because it only highlighting the other shit. I feel like I need to reiterate all these points constantly so people can understand what I'm saying. If you were to tell an overly a very fit person to try and do those basic moves without any prior training, they're going to look so silly. They are not going to be able to figure it out. They're never going to be able to do that move.
The basic moves.
Unless they're willing to dedicate 3 years minimum,
3 to 5
years minimum
of training,
at least minimum 3 times a week for 3 hours a day for 3 to 5 years straight.
See, people don't understand.
So breaking is not a natural thing.
I mean, for some people it comes naturally, right? Like anything else. You know? Everyone's different. But to be honest with you, breaking is so hard that it takes 3 to 5 years just to almost be out of looking like a beginner. You know what I'm saying?
You know what somebody told me? His name is Taz. He's from the Bronx. I don't know if y'all know him, but he's from the Bronx. He's a graffiti artist, but he's older now, so he doesn't break anymore. But he's like in his 50s now. But he used to break back in the day, in the 80s and stuff like that. But he said breaking is like ballet. He's like, that's how long it takes to get good at it. Like as long as it takes a real, ballerina to get really good at what she does or what he does. He said breaking is the same way. Like that's how much dedication it takes to learn these steps. What do you think about that?
Yeah, man.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. You know what I'm saying?
like there's no getting around that, right? And I think that the lack of comprehension to what you just said for most of the world it's like missing there because they don't understand how actually physically demanding and hard this dance is. So for them to say, I can do what Ray Gunn did, it's like, no, you can't. You may be able to do the highlighted clip culture parts
the silly looking shit
that look silly and are obviously easy to do, but
the standard breaking moves
70%
still
showing you
still take a lot of work and body muscle and structure to do. And
you can't do it. And I feel so passionate about that because it's like, you can't do it. And if you think you can, I will point out these parts to anybody who thinks they can, and I will give them $500 if they can do it on their third try. That's how confident I am that they can't do it, right? So and I put the move from Ray Gunn's rounds that they're not showing you, right? So the point is this. The point is this, right? Somebody, she did something.
Yeah, Jules passionate.
You know, this is something I love. You know, so she did something that looks silly, right? She did something that looks silly. Somebody put a meme of that guy who's like doing that laughing thing where he's like laughing at something that looks really ridiculous, right? And then it blew up, right? And then all of a sudden, everyone starts saying shit like, "Oh, this is crazy. This is the Olympics. How could this happen? How could this happen?" And you know what? Behind the scenes was kind of crazy because from my understanding, behind the scenes in the Olympics when this was happening, you had people from like our actual world like putting it together, but then you had a lot of people from the Olympics putting it together that are, you know, corporate ABC bubblegum kind of executive people, and they're putting their, I guess, limitations on it. Because if they had just remember when I told you every weekend a world-class battle literally happens every weekend?
Right.
If they had just let that happen, it would have been a whole completely different experience. And I bring this up because even down to the organization of how the competitions were put together, down to the qualifiers, like nothing. I don't believe personally it was done the way we normally would do it.
Definitely not.
Because if it was done,
that's expected though.
If it was done the way we normally would do it, then this girl wouldn't have even been on that stage. If I'm being honest with you, because she's just not good enough. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Australia, in my opinion, shouldn't even be a representing country in the Olympics for b-boying, because in the world of breaking, out of all the dopest countries in the world, Australia is not up there at all. You know, there were countries that are killing it in the game and who are so dope in breaking, and they just weren't there for some reason.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on some of the things you said, Jules. Okay. But
go for it.
But
we got a first disagreement. All right, let's get it.
Any and every country deserves to be there no matter what. And if the skill level isn't good in that country, then it just isn't good. Doesn't mean they shouldn't be a part of it.
I respect.
You know what I mean?
So I take that.
So I'm gonna say that A. All right. B. All right. Someone was talking about a scandal in there. Yeah, that scandal's bullshit. I'm sorry to not to say you're bullshit, but that scandal was bullshit. There was no scandal. She won qualifying competitions to get to that to get there. Now, was the competition high in the qualifiers she did? Did the best people go to all the qualifiers? Probably not.
That's what
I'm saying. But maybe they did. No, but listen.
Did the best people participate?
She did. She followed all the rules. She followed all the regulations.
She was throwing the jam.
So what? You know what I'm saying, bro? If you watch the battles, either she won or she lost. Show me a battle that looked like it was a robbery, and I'll say it was a scandal. You can't. You know what I'm saying? She won her battles, whether they were good battles or not. And if you watch Ray Gunn actually dance outside of the Olympics, she's like 5-10 times better than what she did at the Olympics, which also goes to show you
stage fright.
Not only not only obviously was she not at a higher level than a lot of the girls there. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. There's going to be there's always lower level athletes in leagues. That's just how it is, right? Doesn't mean they're not. That doesn't mean that they don't deserve to be there. They're just not as good as the other people, right? But she also just had a bad day. And let's face it, everybody, sometimes we all have a bad day. It's okay.
The
You know what I'm saying?
the argument is not if we thought if she was good or not.
Yeah.
Because out of all the B girls there, she was the worst one. Straight up. I'm not trying to convince y'all that Ray Gun's a good B girl. I'm not doing that. Right? What I'm trying to say is that the fact that she was there in the Olympics and she did some silly shit in her round and wasn't at the highest level is not that big of a deal. And you know why it's not that big of a deal? Because whereas 90% of the world was being drawn in to a clip culture based type of reaction going on, no pun intended, to clip culture based reaction going on to some girl who did something that looked fucking stupid or corny and whatever, the rest of the B-boys and B-girls who were actually watching it, who actually have experience, who love the culture, you know what we were looking at? Everything else that happened after that. You know what I mean? Because people tend to forget the competition happened after that. You don't see nobody talking about it, though. You don't see nobody talking about the other battles that happened, which were amazing, by the way.
Yeah. So listen. So listen. Breaking in the Olympics was actually amazing. It wasn't a fiasco. It wasn't trash.
It was one of the best things I've ever seen.
It wasn't a fiasco. It wasn't trash. It wasn't like, oh my God, it was a failure. No, it was amazing. The battles were amazing. The level of competition was amazing. If you took the time to actually watch breaking in the Olympics, which I bet you 80% of the people who were talking about Ray Gun didn't even watch the competition. They just saw her on social media or said some shit.
100%.
Oh, hold up. This guy right here. Do you think the rest of the world has never heard of breakdancing before? We were watching breakdancing moves back in the early 80s when you were just potentially in your dad's bullocks.
All right. Hold on.
Okay, I got something.
You talk to Mr. Jeff Martin.
Jeff Martin. I have no idea who Jeff Martin is.
Jeff.
No, and before we continue this, there's no animosity.
Yeah.
I just want to respond.
Jeff, we love you, Jeff.
We love
you, Jeff. And I'll tell you what, man. My dad's balls was a great place to be in for the time I was there.
Yep.
Right.
And my dad was actually a B-boy. My dad was actually a B-boy in the 80s. So it's kind of ironic that I was in his bullocks when it was happening, right?
Exactly. Hold on.
Y'all was jumping around.
All right, so Jeff. All right, Jeff. I'm gonna pick apart what you just said, just because you asked me a question, so I'm gonna answer it. Right. So you said, do you
Get him?
Do you think the rest of the world has never heard of breakdancing before? We were watching the breakdance moves back in the early 80s when you were still just potential in use dad's bullocks. Okay, so check it out, buddy.
Get him.
All right, so listen, Jeff, by default of some of the vocabulary and words you used in this box here, you already lost this potential debate, because anyone who really is in the culture and knows about breaking and actually knows what they're talking about, they don't call it breakdancing. We don't. Sometimes we'll call it breakdancing for you guys who don't understand it or are not part of it. But if you are actually a part of it and understand the culture and how it works, you don't use the word breakdance. Real B-boys and B-girls, the second someone uses the word breakdance, the first thing that goes in our head is like, yeah, they don't know shit about what we do. You know what I'm saying? Which is okay. It's okay. I don't expect you to know it, unless you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we're here to do. We're here to educate. We're here to talk about it, right? So the second you use that terminology, you already lost the debate, Jeff. But it's okay, Jeff. I'm here to show you the light. Right?
And it's like, and then the second half,
I'm like Sean Paul. I'm gonna give you the light.
And then the second half. Oh, by the way, it's called B-boying. It's called B-boying.
B-boying, B-girling,
we'll just break it. Okay.
Right? Yeah.
It's not called.
Actually, fun fact: breakdancing is just a term given to it by the mainstream media in mid '80s.
Damn, Jeff.
You know what I'm saying?
So, like,
damn, Jeff.
Had its explosion and this is a history lesson. So when breaking had its explosion in the 80s after the scene from Flashdance, I believe, when the Rocksteady crew did their little solo in the movie Flashdance.
To the song Just Begun?
To the song Just Begun.
Do you know all these parts about the history, Jeff? I just want to know, man.
He was just talking about the breakdance film.
So when that happened, right? the whole world saw b-boying for the first time, right? So as far as like the moves in the 80s go, it's like, is everybody rapping like Spoonie G today? You know what I mean? Is everybody rapping
Spoonie
like
G?
You know, is that my bad? That might have been too much. Is everyone
Yeah,
rapping?
they don't even know. They don't know what you're talking about,
Is
right?
anybody rapping like Curtis Blow today? That's like saying everyone still raps like
That's
Run,
like everyone saying like everyone still raps like Run DMC.
like Run DMC. Like
Right.
Cool. And it was very far. And after that, I smoked on a cigar. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and then you got Rakim fucking changing the game. Biting, it'll make you joke. You can't provoke. You can't cope. You should have broke because I ain't no joke.
And then
Right? And then you got fucking Eminem fucking
every day anybody want to talk when they
Since
got
I'm in the position to talk to these kids and they listen, I ain't no politician, but
ball.
so the moves from the 80s look literally they're like an alien version of what they were in the 80s right now.
That's like trying to compare the first version of the UFC with now. Literally in the first
you
version
done messed up, Jeff. You done messed up.
first version of UFC, you literally
hold on, he's clearing it up. My bad.
you see a guy boxing with one
Jeff said he's just talking about the movie. Y'all cooking him. He said he was just
What are you
mentioning.
talking about, man?
Yo, Jeff, man, if we're misinterpreting it,
We're talking
I
about
apologize.
Beat Street, Breaking, Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. Anyway,
Oh,
I think that was a good history lesson though. But
no, that was good. That was good.
Moral of the story, and we're gonna move
Mhm.
past this right now. Moral of the story. We love Jeff.
Jeff is getting roasted right now. They said
Jeff was never getting
Whoa,
roasted.
I ain't dissing Crazy Legs. Crazy Legs loves my crew.
Actually, I know Crazy
I
Legs.
know Crazy Legs.
I can hit him up right now if you want me to.
He loves my crew.
Yeah.
Every time we do a battle, he's so biased to my crew that he'll just pick us just because he doesn't like the other crew.
Yeah. So don't be talking like I'll diss Crazy Legs. That's crazy because I love Crazy Legs.
Yeah,
Anyway,
man. I love Crazy Legs.
anyways, check it. Moral of the story, right? Breaking in the Olympics, incredible. Such a amazing feat, such a evolution for all culture. We're very proud of it.
Yeah.
We're very proud of the B boys and B girls who placed in medals. You know what I mean? We're very proud of America for placing in the men's division. You know what I'm saying? Also, B girl Ray Gun, she did some silly shit. Y'all thought it was funny. That's kind of where it ends. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's move on from that topic. I think you guys gave some good clarification on it. We got some history lessons out of it.
It was dope. It was dope. You
Jeff
wanna
had
watch
us laughing.
a world-class battle?
Someone had asked what kind of B boys or B girls should you watch right now? I would say pick a competition and watch it. If you want to watch some great competitions, you can watch Freestyle Session. That's a good competition. You can watch what's the one that these guys from Poland do? Legit Team Blast.
Legit Team Blast. I'll put it in there.
Yeah, actually, Jules is gonna put in the chat anybody you should watch,
And just type in anything within the last 5 years.
Yeah, exactly, and you'll see it. Yeah, we can move on. Oh, that was I seen that. That's the sick boy figurine that this guy Ren's selling, right?
Yeah, I just copped 2 of them. They're fire.
Man, I love little merch things like that, man.
Me too. I'm like obsessed. I'm like, dang.
I got a whole like right next to me a whole.
I remember you gave me a little tour.
Yeah,
I saw the picture. That's when he brought up his dog earlier, Nas. You had showed me a picture of him and his dog, and I thought that was pretty cool, man. So yeah, I had a little. You gave me like a Redman Cribs tour. Remember when Redman did Cribs?
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
Yeah, man. We love b-boying, man. Like it's literally you can hear it when we talk about it. You know what I mean? The way I talk about b-boying is the same way I talk about rap. You know, because they're literally from the same culture.
Well, my question was going to be, which one do you guys enjoy doing?
Sorry.
No, Jeff, we really do.
Yeah,
no beef here, Jeff.
We love it.
Hey, Jeff, we were just playing, man.
I mean, who could get mad at a guy named Jeff?
Yeah, come on, Jeff Martin at that. Come on,
Jeff Martin. Jeff Martin, man, you sound famous,
right?
Like that's like an athlete name, Jeff Martin.
Jeff Martin is second string.
It does sound second string. Oh man. So, which one you guys enjoyed more though? That was gonna be my next question.
Enjoy what, rapping or b-boying?
Yeah. Which one do you enjoy more? Those are the options.
So I'll tell you what.
That's
I
hard.
think okay.
The
It really,
B-boy crew's watching. They're like, dang, we can't just
nah, man.
not say
I
River.
really, I can't pick one more than the other. To be honest with you,
Ah,
I'll tell you
come
what.
on.
I'll tell you what. It depends on how I'm feeling because they both fulfill me in a different way. One quite literally fulfills me in that like physical endorphin workout type sense, like getting a good workout, but combined with breaking, it's like imagine like your best, most fun, creative thing to do, and then pump like those workout endorphins mixed with the feeling you get from doing something you love creatively. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what breaking feels like.
And it's
You know?
hard because we wouldn't be rappers if we weren't B-boys.
Yeah.
It's because we literally
So you
learned
started
how to-
B-boying first.
Yes.
Yeah, we literally learned to rap without knowing we were learning to rap. We
Tell-
were
tell
like
them.
subliminally teaching ourselves how to rap, and it was all because of B-boying. Because when you break, you are literally physically embedding drum patterns and beats into your body. You know what I mean? You're moving to drum, you're
Dope.
moving to
There's timing, there's rhythm. You have to know how to be within the beat.
Yeah.
You have to know how to be musical with the beat. You know, musicality.
you got to know how to predict beats. Musicality becomes a thing.
So you unwillingly start to kind of develop before you even like know. Like a lot of b-boys, like I wouldn't be surprised if they tried rapping, they'd have an easier time with it than someone who's not breaking. You know, and not only are we dancing, but like we're dancing to hip hop music.
Yeah.
Not only are we dancing to
Right,
hip hop
right.
music, I got this. We're dancing to the a lot of the times we're dancing to the golden age of hip hop music, which is like 90s boom bap type, you know, drums, things like that. But we're also dancing to breaks, which is like funk, James Brown, which and 70s type music, which are literally quite the samples people use to make hip hop music.
We're dancing to the building block music that made hip hop music. Jazz, funk, soul, like James Brown, like the quite literal music that made hip hop music.
Right. The foundation of hip hop, the sampling of the world.
So exactly. So it's very it's you can see how one can easily transfer over into the other.
Yeah.
But to go back to your question, you know, it quite often changes. I'm not gonna lie, because some days I don't feel like breaking. You know what I'm saying? But I got to push myself to do it. And after I'm done, I'm glad I did it, you know, and I feel great. But like, then there's something about like hip hop and rap that it's kind of different, because I kind of feel a little bit more limitless with it, because with breaking, there's quite like physical limits to it. Like you can only do what you can do. And if you want to get
You got to
good,
be up for it. You
gotta
really got to be up for it. Yeah.
work towards it, and it takes like a lot of time, you know. But with
rapping is easier. It is easier. Let's be honest. I can tell you that because I rap as well, so it's all right. It's not
on a
offensive to
mastery
say.
level, I wouldn't. On a mastery level, like overall mastery, I would say it's about the same as b-boying, because to master your style in b-boying takes just as much work to master your style in rap.
But to technically execute rap, I'm not going to.
That's all I mean.
Hurt myself.
Yeah.
Right.
I can practice it a lot more. I can practice it without fear of tearing my groin. You know what I mean? So yeah. As far as that goes, but for me, rap is like, or just making music. Oh man, it just fulfills so much in my soul, man. It just fulfills so much in my soul. Like if I'm going through something emotional, you know, it helps me cope with it. It helps me let it on. I would have never gotten through multiple heartbreaks or anything I went through in that regard if I wasn't
Talk about it, man.
If I wasn't able to
your
write,
heart?
you know what I mean?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't start crying live, man.
A few women, but you know, and it comes with life. You know, rapping is like part of life. You know, when you grow, your rap changes, your style changes, and if you stick with it long enough, you'll learn new skills, new techniques, new approaches. You start getting more musical. Whereas when me and Tricks, I was about to say Anthony, when me and Tricks first started, right, it was like on some like, yo, we're just fucking rappers. We're gonna slay these bars, you know, and Don't get me wrong, we still up for that, right? But now it's like, oh, I want to use my voice. I want to fucking fuck with the programs. I want to put the high layers on top of the medium layers and the low layers. I want to build a bridge. I want to have fun executing a chorus that sounds addicting and it's in somebody's mind. Like,
there's levels to it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of depth to it, and it fulfills a different part of my creativity that I can't quite touch with breaking, because while it does come from the same culture, you're quite literally doing it differently. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, which one do I like better? Is really hard, man. Because like I feel like I can't live without both.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
without both.
I hear you.
Really feel that way. You know, I really feel that way. And even though I'm not competing, I still practice regularly, whether it's by myself or with my crew, because it's just something I'm always going to do. If I decided tomorrow I wasn't trying to be a musician, I would still make music. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't trying to build a career, should I say.
Right.
I would still make music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I think everybody's pretty much learned. I ain't gonna lie, y'all said a lot of things that I learned today. So a lot of it, because I spent so much on the phone, so much time talking on the phone with Tricks, that I felt like I kind of already like had y'all figured out somewhat. But yeah, I would have to say, yeah, I was definitely wrong about that. But and I would have to say, to get into this part, right? I don't want to jump right into this part. I'm saying y'all can ease us into it if however you feel. But we spoke about it a little bit behind the scenes or whatever the case may be. Quick shout out to Lisa and Life. The wave of change is currently at 10,595. So if we can get it to 11K by the end of the week, she says that would be amazing. And
I think it's easy.
Count on everybody to give us a hand and help us out. So just remember, guys, any donations that we make today, we haven't really been promoting donations today. When I do like live interviews and stuff like that, I try to just make it about, just us chatting it up or whatever. But anyways, what I was gonna say was whatever donations made today, we will be donating to Lisa and Life's Wave of Change fundraiser that they got going on right now. So y'all tap into that, man. Read more into that, because that's just an amazing journey she's going on right now, and she's got everybody on it, like that, man, like that. I mean, Lisa had everybody around her fingers in a couple days. I was like, dang, she got everybody on it, like. And I thought it was gonna take more. I was like, man, we're gonna have to really pull this community together. But no, it didn't really take that much time. I'm gonna be honest. I saw it happen from like, oh, it's $2,000 is the goal. Hours later, it was already like $5,000. And then the next day it was at 7, 8. I'm just like, wow, this thing is like, I'm like, why does it even end on the 30th? I was telling her, like, you shouldn't even end it then. You should just let it keep growing. But
she
they have their deadlines and reasons and stuff like that. But yeah, shout out to Lisa, like shout out to Jolene too. She's like helping her out.
Jolene. Lisa gets shit done. I like that. Yo,
Lisa, she don't play.
Yeah, so I want to speak on our behalf as well. Yo, Goatworthy subscribers, Strawhat subscribers, whoever's watching this right now, yo, find it in your heart to go make a donation. I know a lot of you are renegades. I know that a lot of you are very familiar with Ren's story. I know that a lot of you are very familiar with how the medical system failed him, with how his sickness tortured him, right? And this fundraiser is quite literally for medical research, so that we can avoid those type of things, so we can make the world a better. We can literally make a wave of change. So find it in your heart to donate something, man. Hey, man, maybe you skip that cup of coffee tomorrow and you just donate it to Wave of Change. You know what I'm saying? It's a small price to pay for making a big difference. So please find it in your heart. Make that donation. We'll be definitely reposting, sharing, and linking the donation link in our stories.
Yeah, the link is in the chat now, so you guys have the access to it, man. You have the access to it. Also, outside of those who literally cannot donate, because I do understand that times is hard. But share the link, man. Just share the link. That's all I would say.
Yeah.
If you can't donate, you should definitely be sharing the link. That's like, I don't even want to hear no excuses for that. You should definitely be sharing that link, because you never know who knows who got what, who wants to donate, or who feels a wild connection when it comes to that, because everybody knows somebody that's sick. That's how I feel, because I know. I mean, me myself, I have my own disease. I don't really talk about much, but I know people as well who suffer with different types of autoimmune issues, and it don't cost nothing to share it, man. It don't cost nothing to share it. So no excuses, man. When you're a part of this community, like, I feel like, yeah, that's just like, I'm not saying there's rules in this community, but when things like this pop up, one of the rules, if you're about this community and you're about, getting all the benefits of just enjoying all these dope reactions and enjoying all this dope, atmosphere that these different reactors bring to you, like, or a Strawhat and Dynasty, Strawhat Dynasty and Goatworthy coming together, if you're a part of that, you have a duty. You have a duty to share the message that we're up here upholding. Like, so when we say Lisa and Life got something going on, everybody jump on it. If we say Sick Boy Renegade got something going on, jump on it. You know what I mean? That's what we do over here, because everything's going to be in light of positivity and for the greater good anyways. So that it ain't nothing that everybody can't get behind. So share the link if you ain't if you're not, if it's not in your capabilities of donating, which is fine. We understand that as well. But yeah, share the link, man. So next.
All right, hold on. Let me pick this up.
Ease us into this one, all right, brother. Yeah, take your shirt, because I'm gonna need you to get comfortable.
Yeah.
Because you know why. I'm gonna need you to get comfortable. But I wanted to start, but Trix, before we get into it, right? I wanted to start between the two of you, because you two had to make a decision. Well, you didn't have to make a decision. You two made a decision, and you two had to have a discussion about it before, taking off and making that move. I really want to know what that conversation was about. I know I watched the video you guys talking about it a little bit, so I don't know if you guys want to. You don't have to, I guess kind of just, I don't know, put it in a nutshell or whatever, but without missing any important details, I would say. So most recently, Trix, you took a trip out to the UK. You took a big step in hopes of being a part of something in which you were successful in conquering, brother. Good job. Before we get into that, though, like I said, Trix, it was just you. So brother Jules is over here, was not able to partake in this trip or in this, somewhat of a competition. You were kind of auditioning for a role of, whatever. But he wasn't there. So what was, before you tell us what happens when you took off, or how it happened, or how you heard about it? I want to know all that too. I want to know how you heard about it. Was it last minute? How much time did you have to make a decision? Before we get to that, what was the conversation like when you brought it to Jules? Like, hey, I don't even want to say nothing else, because I don't know what you said after that. You brought it to Jules, and what was y'all conversation? And also, after you respond, Trix, Jules, I want you to tell us exactly how you truly felt about him taking off and doing that without you, and so
okay,
Trix, if you go first.
So if I got to be honest with you,
yeah,
it wasn't much of a conversation, because, like I said earlier in the live, Strawhat state of mind, right? It's like, hey, this is what we got to do to get where we want to get, to achieve what we need to achieve. Me and him, like, he already, like, once the cards were laid out and we knew the situation, we knew that the opportunity was there to go to the UK. We knew that he needed to renew his passport, so there was no way he was going to be able to go, and that I would go alone. Once we both knew that, which we knew right away because we know each other well, it was just like, quite literally, like, it could have been a twin sense without us saying it at the same time. We looked at each other and we were both like, okay, man, you have to go. And it was just like that. It wasn't even just like, there was no back and forth. There was no, oh man, but this is no. Like, we don't, when we try to, like, kind of like, what's the best decision? What's going to get us the outcome we want? Do it. And that's kind of how it was. If I'm just keeping it very simple, you know what I mean?
Right.
I kind of already knew that was going to be the case, because honestly, like, the minute he put up on his stories that he was looking for breakdancers or, b-boys and b-girls for a project, everybody started hitting us up I was like, yo, you see the people hitting us up about that? It's like, yeah, you see the people hitting us up about that? Hey, what do you think about that? Yeah, it sounds cool. You want to try and actually go? It might happen. Yeah, sure, let's do it. It might happen, right? So, it started off small. I'm like, all right, well, let's just hit up all the people we know who, consistently hit us up and be like, hey, yo, why don't you just tag our name in like Ren's post, or why don't you just DM Ren or DM anybody in his team? Like, yo, these guys react to you. They break dance, professionals. We would love to see you with them, right? But then I was like, yo, I could take it a step further, right?
Well, first things first, I DM'd Ren right away, but like I doubt he saw it because I mean this guy's inbox probably crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can take this a step further. And I have something that the general public doesn't have. I have access to the guy who handles his copyright. And I've been talking with this motherfucker for a year plus now. So I've already built up a very cordial, friendly,
It's a long email chain thread.
a very cordial, friendly, professional relationship with them. I'm talking like 80 plus reactions of just, yo, man, you think you could do something about that copyright? Yeah, I got you, bro. Right?
Yeah.
So like, it just felt all too alchemisty. It felt all too like fate. It felt all too like this was all supposed to happen. Because like, why would I have been talking to this guy for a year now?
Yeah.
This opportunity came, and now he is literally my direct link to Ren, and he likes me. You know what I mean? So I put together an email, a very professional email, like, hey, you ready? Hey, what's up, man? You already know we've been reacting to Ren for all this time. We love his music. We love his message. And we saw the people been showing us the Instagram story he put up. Here's a demo reel of our highlights of our moments. And here's a resume of all the stuff we've done before. Like me and this guy, as underground as we've been in the battle scene, we've been pretty much, we've been extras in Step Up 3D. We've been in music videos. This guy was on like a Rachel Ray episode. He was in a commercial for VH1 Hip Hop Honors Awards. I was in a Fruit by the Foot commercial when I was 17, breakdancing. Like, we have a lot of commercial work experience. So I put all that in the resume. I put the demo reel, and I treated it like I would have treated any other job that I was trying to obtain dancing, right? With the added fact that we just so happened to listen to a lot of Ren and react to him and have a connection with him and his community, right? And then I'm talking like this guy, man, like not even like 20 minutes later, I get a email that's saying, hey, man, no problem. I already sent it to his manager. I was like,
okay,
all right.
That was crazy. So, but and it's even more fate. It's even more fate filled than how he explained it. Because shout out to Ariel Bussard in the comments. All right, can you bring up her comment real quick? If you go up a little bit, Ariel Bussard. I was so very excited when I heard you were going. Yeah, I was so very excited when I heard you were going. Like proud mama moment, excited, haha. Because fun fact, Ariel is the woman who put us on to Ren. She was one of my early YouTube subscribers who watched a Tom McDonald reaction we had put out. And she goes, hey, you guys should really react to High Ren if you really like, whatever rappers or
trust me, it's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah. And like just like that. And I was like, oh, okay, and we don't take everyone's reaction request. We try to, you know what I'm saying? But you get flooded with a lot of requests.
Yeah, of course.
Something about like her comments was just like, you know what?
It was pretty long.
It was long. It was detailed. And I was like,
they still haven't forgot it, Ariel. They still haven't forgot it.
I'm gonna roll the dice on Ren. Why not? Let's just try it, right? And
mind you, we don't know what this motherfucker looks like. We don't know his story. We don't know anything about him.
We don't know anything about this guy, right? And you could go watch that reaction because it's like every reaction, it's super genuine, right? We were like literally at the end of it, we were like, what the fuck just happened?
What the fuck just happened?
Right? Right? But we were like very impressed, very taken aback, very like struck by emotional chords. It was amazing. Obviously, everyone in this chat has seen that.
Like my father saw that reaction and he was like, yo, the way you guys felt after watching that, he's like, my hair started standing up. This is my dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and yeah. So, long
Shout
story
out to OG.
yeah, shout out to Ariel Bouchard. But like the point is, like, call it whatever you may, call it fate, call it the universe, whatever. Somehow the universe, God, whoever you believe in, we believe in God,
Right.
right?
Tenfold.
Ariel was put into our life, into our subscribers. Ariel put Ren into our life. That blew up our channel, if I'm being honest with you. You know what I
It's
mean?
our most watched video.
So it's our most watched video to this day. And here we are a year later talking with Goatworthy on the live.
And then a year later, this guy is
a year later only.
This guy's growing it up with Ren. Like just talking to him.
Whoa, get to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So shout out to Ariel, first of all.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Ariel for starting the train. She started the train effect for y'all. And she's the reason why we're here today.
This guy in the comments, Con Bloodlust. That's a funny name. Just ask them who the guy doing the flares was for me. Okay, the guy doing the flares was this guy from a crew. I don't remember his name exactly, but he is from a crew in the UK called Gully Squad. All right. So if you type in Gully Squad on YouTube, I'm sure you'll find him. He's a super dope powerhead. He was doing a move called flares. Question answered. All right, let's keep going.
So yeah, man. Okay. But what I'm interested in hearing is Jules, did you feel left out at all? Did you feel like, I mean, you could still feel proud, man. You could feel happy and stuff that somebody went there and you have confidence in your brother represent you. I know all of that. Like you wasn't worried about that. I'm not talking about worried, or I'm not talking about fear and things. I'm just talking about like real emotion. Like damn, I want to be there. Like,
yeah, man, all of that, man. I did feel left out. And I did feel like, damn, I wanted to be there. And honestly, it was a rough ass week for me, bro. It was a rough ass. This guy was over in the UK fucking doing his thing, right?
Right.
You know, he had his struggles too, right? But for me, it was just a rough, because one, I had to take on all his dance classes. So my schedule was like double booked and filled up, and there was a lot of moving around. You know, like I said, professional B-boys, right? So like, I don't remember a time in my life when there's not a part of my body that's not bothering me, right? So at that time, it was like a part of my body that was really bothering me. I was hardly practicing or dancing because I was so tired, blah, blah, blah. And my mental was really being worked out and put to the test.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I see him posting a picture, an update on our community post, every time I seen him put up a little clip, a story, it just kept like rejuvenating me, giving me like, okay, I can get through this week. It's fine. I can get through this week because, like, in the long run, for the greater good, something amazing is happening right now.
Right.
And he's a straw hat soldier. Like I said, like, you know, he didn't complain. He may have been feeling it inside. But when I was like, bro, you're going to have to take over all my classes and stuff like that, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to go and this and that. He was like, well, if it has to be done, it has to be done. You know what I mean? So that's kind of just like I said, that's kind of how we approach things. We're not perfect at it. Sometimes we do want to complain. Sometimes we do complain, but we try our best not to. We try our best to just do the damn thing, whatever the thing is, you know?
Yep. David Goggins style.
Yeah.
I hear you. So, all right. So, Tricks, man, when you landed in the UK, dude, what was that energy like? You know, just stepping into the space where Ren and his team were pretty much prepping for Dead Wax. Like, what the hell was that energy like? Yeah, take another layer off. Ladies, by the time we get to the end of this show, this man better have his shirt on. That's all I'm saying. This is not Dead Wax. This is Goatworthy. Don't make I have my dad bod out here. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that over here.
So first things first, when I landed in the UK, I landed in London, right? And my boy he's also
who picked you up and all that. Yeah. So your boy picked you up?
Oh, okay. He's from London. His name is Vish. Super dope guy. He stayed at my house a number of times. And like in the breaking community, we kind of just house each other. If you're a part of our community, we'll house you, and every person should house everybody should house someone.
Is that how we doing super chats now? I'm gonna be then I'm gonna be looking like a state puff marshmallow man with layers and $5. Another one. Come on.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
But yeah, so Vish picked me up. He's a good guy. And the energy in the UK, man, I said it in my Road to Ren videos. I'll say it here. It was quite literally very gray and gloomy. You know what I'm saying? UK is a very gloomy place. Gloominess. It's a very gloomy place.
Luminous.
But the thing is, I don't say that with like any ill intent in my voice. I like gloom personally. Me and my brother are one of the few people that you may know, or maybe you know more people. We actually like gloomy weather. We like rainy days. We like grayness. It puts us in a very meditative thinking state.
Oh, I love it too.
Yeah. So I didn't mind
Fall time
it.
is my favorite time. I like when it's a little chilly. I like when it's kind of like, not bright out. I don't like when it's super bright out. So like kind of like what you're saying, like the gloom. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Like hoodie weather. But
Yeah.
but yeah, so it was pretty gloomy. I'm not gonna lie, when I got there, I was kind of it still didn't hit me as to why I was there, because I got there 2 days before the shoot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm just there and I'm like, all right. Like I'm not really thinking too much about how I feel. I'm thinking, how do I get to my friend Vish? Because he's not picking me up from the airport. I gotta quite literally take a bunch of trains to his neighborhood, right? But
Oh shoot.
luckily for me, I'm a New Yorker and navigating train systems is what I do, right?
Right.
So, yeah. So, that and a healthy dose of Google got me to where I needed to go. You know what I'm
Too
saying?
easy.
Yeah. But I'm also like fucking jet lagged and all this other crazy shit because, I'm going quite literally into you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's, a long day of traveling. So I don't really have time to contemplate how I feel. I'm just tired and I need to go see my boy. So I saw
Right.
him, and for those that watch Road to Ren, part one, they all saw that I'd gotten my first cup of coffee there at some place called Costa's. Apparently it's called Costa, but we like to say Costa, right? And
Yeah.
and it was fucking terrible. It was terrible. But like I figured out that like it's like a chain of coffee. It wasn't like a mom and pop shop. It's like a chain. It's quite like a Starbucks there or something like that. And B, whatever, maybe I went to the wrong one, or maybe a lot of chain places don't hold quality up.
Right.
It was terrible. It hurt my stomach.
It wasn't made with a lot of love.
Definitely not. Nice guy, but he wasn't very good at his job. Right. So whatever, But I saw my boy Vish. That was cool. And I actually spent my first day right from when my boy Vish picked me up. I went to a Punjabi temple. That's an Indian kind of like religious temple of the Sikh religion, right? Because my fiance is Punjabi, right? And I'm very invested in her culture. I'm very invested in her. Obviously, she's my fiance, right? And so he took me to the Sikh temple. It's called the Goatworthy, and I went there, and I quite literally went there. You got to go in there. You got to take your shoes off. It's a whole experience. You got to cover your head, right? And I went there. I sat down in the temple. I prayed, right? Prayed to God, and and then I went downstairs to this room called Lungar, and in that. Fun fact, in that religion, Sikhism, they have their temples called Gurdwaras, and they have a kitchen, a local kitchen, and they cannot, according to their religion and their books, they cannot deny anyone a meal. Anyone could literally walk in there and get a free meal. So like homeless people be going to Gurdwaras and getting free meals, and it's like, if that's your religion you practice, that's what you do. You feed people because that's what your book told you to do. And, all the positive things that come with doing good for other people. So after me and Vish got our prayer on. We went downstairs to Lungar and enjoyed a nice little meal, which was super dope. And yeah, it was just cool to partake in traditional cultural things that I am learning about and really embracing because of my fiance. And it was cool to do that in a different
Right.
country. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it was cool to see how like, oh wow, this is the same like where we do it back in New York. It's the same here. I'm just in the UK. And don't get it twisted. It's a spiritual experience. No matter what religion you're in, if you go into a church is a church. You know what I'm saying? So, or temple's a temple, a place of
Mhm.
worship and holiness is a place of worship and holiness. So it was a spiritual experience, and I very much enjoyed it. And that's kind of how I spent my first day there. You know what I mean?
Mm. So
Yeah.
leading up to the day, so that's why yours was a little, I guess you can say not unhinged, but like you had a long waiting period before you actually had to hit the point of like, okay, I'm here because of this auditions, quote unquote, right? Because
Yeah,
I mean, 2 days, that's a long time for me.
I
That's
mean,
like, sheesh, man. Like, I need to
there's,
know.
there's context behind that. And I didn't mention this, so for your subscribers who don't know, after Ethan, the copyright guy, sent that email out to Ren's manager Connor, right?
Mhm.
That was like on a Friday or something. Connor didn't hit me back up until Monday morning at 5 a.m. when I was quite literally taking a piss, right? And no, you UK guys, not taking a piss like making fun of somebody. Like quite literally, I was taking a piss, like I was peeing.
Okay.
Right? And
I'm lost, but go ahead.
that's a UK term, taking the piss.
Okay.
Yeah.
It means making fun of somebody.
It's like cutting someone's ass.
It's like busting balls.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyways, I literally using the bathroom and like my WhatsApp notification, bling, and I saw it was WhatsApp, and then all of a sudden I had like this crazy like feeling in my chest, like an exciting feeling. I'm like, what if that's Connor? And then I looked, and sure enough, it was Connor. He was like, hey, bro, I'm gonna let you know, you can come, man, but I just want you to know that this is quite literally a commitment that like is a big commitment. You would have to come to the UK to do this, right? And he was like, and our shoot is on Wednesday, and I'm over here 5 a.m. peeing on Monday. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That's wild.
So yes, I was embarking. That's where I was at when I went to the good water. But yeah, so that's literally quite what's happening, right? And I was just like, I told him, I was like, he was like, bro, I just want to let you know you might not even get any scenes in the video and you might not meet Ren. He was like, I just want you to know that. I want to be transparent with you. And I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I respect anybody who keep it real. So I just wrote back to him. I was like, yo, bro. I was like, it's okay. Like, I don't care if I meet Ren. I don't care if I'm in the video. I just think this is a good opportunity. This is something I think the universe telling me to do. I'm just going to do it. And he was like, okay, well, then I guess I'll see you on Wednesday. I was like, you'll most definitely see me on Wednesday. As soon as I finished that conversation with him, I got to my laptop, looked for some tickets to London, booked it, called my boy Vish. Yo, Vish, I'm coming to the UK. He's like, oh, that's dope, man. When you coming? I was like, tomorrow morning. He was like, oh, shit. Right? So, that's kind of what happened, man. That's how that went down. Give me 1 second. Wifey's calling. You know how that goes. Julian, keep talking. Yeah, so basically that's what happened with him. Right.
Okay.
And, this is all covered in Road to Ren Part 1.
Yeah.
Part 2 covers his second day when he's like, again, in like a second, like, it's like, I think it's like a Tuesday before the shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like wandering off into London by himself. Like, he's not even with Vish then. Vish had to go to work because Vish is still living his real life because he lives there.
Right. Yeah.
Right. He's not in this Ren fantasy that we're in, right?
Right.
So,
man. And you're home.
And I'm home just really trying my best to keep
Tell us how you really feel, man. You was keeping it together earlier.
Hey, bro, I felt like No, I was just kind of like, damn. Like honestly, all I felt was just like regret for my own irresponsibility. Like I should have had my fucking passport ready, man. Like you know what I
Right.
mean? I'm a fucking grown man. I'm a grown man, and I'm an international traveling professional breakdancer. Like
What's wrong with you, bro?
like
Right.
this is something that like I should have just had done. It's kind of like the equivalent of if your fucking identification is like expired, like you got to get it. You know, what if you get stopped by a cop for no reason and he asks you for your ID and your
Right.
shit's expired, like you fucked, right? So yeah, I was just feeling a lot of regret, you know. I don't want to say, yeah, all right, I could say a little jealous, but like it wasn't jealous like I was hating on my brother. It was more jealous
No. I want to
damn,
be there.
I really wish I was there because I love traveling, bro. Like who doesn't love traveling, right? I love traveling, and honestly, I just would have loved to meet Ren, bro. I was like, I've been talking about the motherfucker for like a year. You know what I mean?
Yo, Trex, you hear the emotion coming out now? This is what I was trying to get out of him.
And I feel the same way because like this was my first time traveling to a different country by myself. You know what I mean? Like if I ever go anywhere, if it's not with my crew, it's at least with my brother. So at the same time, you know, there was a lot of times on the trip where I felt really lonely. I was like, man, I wish my brother was with me right now.
Not only that, when you finally met Ren, right? It would have been dope to have your brother there just for that. You know what I'm saying? Just because it kind of fulfills the journey that you guys are on with this reacting game and, you know, the breaking and everything. It just all makes sense. It's like all of a sudden, everything you've done since you were a little boy, since what Jeff said, using your dad's nutsack, it all makes sense today. It's like, hold on, me breaking had everything to do with not with meeting Ren, not with being a part of this video, but whatever's happening, whatever's coming in the future. This is just a setup for something else that's happening. And all it's showing you is that all these things make sense. Making music makes sense. Reacting makes sense. Breaking, continuing what your real passion is about. This is bigger than what we're experiencing right now. Right now, this is just another thing. Us meeting and getting cool is just another thing that's happening. It's not none of this is the climax. Even going there and meeting Ren, that's not even the climax. There's something else that's gonna happen because it continues to just leave seeds, and you guys are gonna blossom. That's the I feel like personally that is the purpose of what y'all do, because how can you do so much? Like, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you realize it, but you guys do so much that consists of what is hip hop. It's like, yo, you're reacting, breaking down lyrics, you're putting down music, writing down lyrics every day. You're breaking one of the main pillars in the beginning of this, right? And on top of that, it has to come across the screen, and people have to like you, and they have to say sub. I want to see another video posted by these people again. You know, now they have to follow you, and you have to stay consistently positive. That only works when you're actually two genuine beings actually putting out a message that you really actually believe in. That, because you could only fake it for so long. You guys wouldn't even have made it this far if you were faking the funk. So the reason why I was interested in collabing with you guys, because I just knew one thing. Okay, these guys seem genuine. That's the only thing I cared about. After that, it was like, okay, you know, the people's put me onto the music. Really, I did a reaction to one of y'all's before I even knew y'all was, before y'all even was in my life. Like, so the people will create an energy for you. It's whether you know how to bask in it or not. I feel like you guys are definitely doing that right now, man. You guys are definitely doing that. But look forward to what's coming up next, man, because it ain't, you know what I'm saying? And keep your eye on the ball, because it ain't this. This is just fun. This is just added to it. This isn't life-changing. This is just an added addition to the chapter in y'all story. Y'all still, there's something that's going to freaking put you over, and it's going to be undeniable at that point. So just understand that this is another thing. Meeting Ren is like something you can brag about. It ain't something you can live on. You feel me? It's just something you could tell somebody about. You still got to do something that's going to have something to do with you. Oh, Strawhat Dynasty did this and made this happen, and now we're sitting on this. Who wants to be a part of this? As opposed to I'm doing what I got to do, collabing with these, collabing with this one, because we're trying to be a part of this, and we're not trying to miss out on the wave. You guys are going to be creating your own wave soon, and you know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be a part of this part of the chapter when it comes to you guys, because I feel like I got my own thing happening in my own future. You feel me? But it's cool that we stay connected. You feel me? We stay connected, and you know, and we push that message, you know what I'm saying? And that message being not Ren's message, but the message that aligns with what he's pushing, because it's all love, you know what I'm saying? My message is love, you know what I'm saying? My message is positivity. My message is uplifting the community and whatever I can do to help. That's simply is my message. You guys have a similar message. Ren has a similar message, and that's why we're here right now. Don't deny the atmosphere, you know, that energy. We didn't deny it. That's why we ended up here. You feel me? But yeah, you guys got some things happening in the future. I can see it already, man. You guys are gonna have some big things happening in the future.
I appreciate that. I think that sums up the whole purpose of the trip, what you just said.
Well, first things first, man. I want to say fucking thanks for saying that, bro, because like, you know, sometimes you just like you start to doubt yourself and you start to wonder what your purpose is, and am I making the right decisions? Am I losing myself in the process of like doing reactions? Am I losing myself in the process of like chasing this lead down, doing this? And you know, I haven't, you start getting into it, like I haven't been making music as much and this and that and blah blah blah, and you start doubting yourself. But like, you know, when people like yourself and just people who, like you said, are really genuine people tell you something like, you know, I see something big for you guys, and it's not this is just a piece of that story, but it's something bigger that you're going to claim for yourself. Like that.
Yeah.
That really was something I needed to hear. So thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I mean, it ain't. To me, it's apparent. if you ask me, you know what I'm saying, it's apparent. And I'm barely into the, you know what I'm saying, I'm barely into it. And what you just said earlier, the doubt and stuff like that. We're gonna go through those phases, man. I've been going through that. I've been up and down. I've been going through that since September. It's been like once the channel started growing, I've been going through this in and out phase of like, am I reacting too much? Should I focus on the music now? Or like, what path? Where does most of my energy need to go? And the answer is, wherever your heart tells it, you know what I'm saying? So if you wake up in the morning and your heart is just freaking pounding for, you know, that atmosphere of what it is like to be, you know, breaking with your homeboys or whatever, or your team or whatever the case may be, that's where you need to go. Because your heart is it when it comes to this stuff, doing stuff that's a part of your passion, when you're working for something, when you're working under something, you can't follow your heart because you're going to get put in a position where you're not going to be comfortable. But when we're out here independently doing our thing, independent creators at the end of the day, right? And we're doing what we're passionate about. We literally cannot fail following our heart. You know what I'm saying? Because we're literally doing what we want. We don't care what anybody says. And along the way, people do care. That's the awesome thing about it. People do care. People do support. But they support the fact that you're actually doing what you're passionate about, not that you're trying to please them. You find yourself trying to please people, they're going to catch on to it. And I'm telling you, so you'll be out the window. You'll be like another, you could forget about building something beyond that, because they're not going to buy into it. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of the conversations I had with Tricks, it was like, you know, just to keep it on a scale base, right? Because I want to get back to this trip that you had. Like the people in the chat right now, when you asked me, I forgot what you asked me exactly, but it was kind of like, what do I target when it comes to building the channel and stuff like that? When I said I started a Patreon or whatever the case may be, it was like I started something with no intent to really profit off of it. You know what I'm saying? My intent was to find out who really rocks with me. You feel me? And so when you put a price on something, you find out who's going to put their money where their mouth is, right? And it ain't nothing wrong for those who don't put their money where their mouth is, because some can't, right? But you really get to wage out what your value is without asking people, without looking for validation. You just put out your best content. You see who rocks with you, and you get to figure out like where you stand, because that helps you figure out the next move. Because before you jump into something else, you may not even be ready for that. So you might, oh, I see this channel doing this, I could do that. And then you mess around and do it, and you figure out where your misstep was. And now it's messing with your confidence and all this other stuff. And now doubt starts creeping in your mind. And that's happened to me mad times. So pour yourself into what you love to do, but pay attention to the community. Pay attention to the people who follow you. I'm not saying do what they say. I'm saying as you're doing what you are passionate about, those who are following you, pay attention to those people. You know what I'm saying? Don't pay attention to your 16,000 subscribers, dude. I'm talking about pay attention. When you go live, pay attention to those people. You know, pay attention to the 50 to 100 people who are following you. You know what I'm saying? When you create a Patreon and there's only 20 people on there, pay a close attention to those people. They think you're worth something. That means more than what those 16,000 subscribers matter. It doesn't even outweigh. That's the crazy part about it. I can look at my subscribers like, oh man, I got 27,000 subscribers. Well, I got 500 people who follow me on Patreon. That's who I think about when I'm trying to think about my next move. When I'm live and we have 50 people in the chat, that's what I'm thinking about. Those people are the face of what my next move is going to be when it comes to my brand. So pour yourself into your community. Put them second. You know what I'm saying? You first, put your community second. And I think you guys are going to continue to grow. Because you can be stuck at a certain point if you don't realize that you're just focusing on what should I do next? Like, what's best for me next? Once you move away from that and pour yourself into your community, see what they're about, see what they're actually talking about, who's experiencing what, then I think you know what kind of content you need to be putting out and what manner you need to be putting out. What part of yourself do you need to start opening up to build a stronger connection? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Wow. I mean, damn. Wow. Do you do like motivational content, like talks where on your video? You should just like, I don't know if you do already. Do you just have like you just in your room right now just doing what you just did? Like, I think a lot of people watch that.
No, I don't do that. I just do that when I talk to other creators.
You should be like
you could cut this. You could just cut this part out.
You just cut this part out. Thumbnail could be like just you with like that or like come on son face, like listen.
Come on, son.
Listen to this if you doubt yourself, right?
I mean, that's not to say you should try to. We're just saying what you did for us was really dope. We appreciate it, and we feel other people would appreciate it. So maybe you should do that.
Yeah,
maybe you should. Maybe you should get yourself get out of the reactor wave and
expand, bro. Yeah.
No, I hear you.
You can start a second channel. Yeah, wouldn't fuck with your algorithm. You know what I mean?
Word.
But yeah, man, damn, that was dope. And really, literally everything you said, I think, is just sums up the whole purpose of the trip in itself. Because, like you said, it wasn't about like having bragging rights to say that my brother met Ren and trying to ride that train to more views or whatever. It was more like this is an incredible story. We want to share it with the world, and because of that story, we are seeing quite literally in real time an increase in viewership and people who are following that journey and that story, right? Which leads into people being more interested, being a lot more interested in who we are and what we bring to the table as artists. And we think what we have as artists is stuff that a lot of people would either like. It would add value to their lives. We put a lot of hard work into it. He mixes and masters the vocals. I shoot and edit some of our music videos. Like we're really trying to do this damn thing. And because we have these genuine eyeballs on us more than before we started sharing this experience, we're just very excited to pretty much release the very last part. Road to Ren Part 3, the payoff, the everything that it's led up to, his journey, the day he arrives in Brighton and all the shit he goes through, the people he meets, the experiences he does, and yeah, like.
Do you guys want to? Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
Once that is seen by everybody else, that at that moment, I just want to share everything that we're about with all these people who watched that whole entire story.
And do you guys have a Tricks? Do you guys have a date? Is there anything you guys want to announce when it comes to that? Because there's a lot of anticipation on that third part of Road to Ren. Want to fill us in on anything?
Yes, I do. And I actually wanted to do it on this live. Like I wanted to make this official announcement on this live because I know that a lot of people are anticipating it. And you've become quite literally the homie super fast. So I felt like it'd be super dope to do it on your live. But so this is kind of how we're doing it, everybody. Listen up. April 8th, we're gonna officially be releasing our Patreon. That's on a Tuesday, right? So we're gonna be releasing our Patreon. Thanks, man. And
Let's get it. Let's get it.
I would
Let's
have
get it.
never done it if it wasn't for you, because you're the one that hit me up. Like, bro, you're crazy. Why haven't you done it? So yeah. So April 8th, we're releasing the Patreon, right? And we're tiering it similar to other Patreon, similar to yours. It's gonna be 3 different tiers, right? And but what we decided to do was this. Obviously, like in Patreon, for those of you that are familiar, the different tiers give you different access to different things in Patreon, right? Obviously, the higher, more expensive tiers, you'll get more things from us, right? We decided that regardless of the tier that you subscribe to, purchase, whatever, in our Patreon, we are going to allow everyone, starting from the day we release our Patreon, which is going to be April 8th, to the following Sunday, which will be the 13th. We're going to allow you from the 8th to the 13th to watch Road to Ren Part 3 early before everybody else, regardless of the tier.
Okay, let's go.
I really feel like I could have tiered that at like the highest level tier. I could have. I think
You definitely could have. There's a lot of anticipation on that. All tiers get the Part 3. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? All tiers gonna get the Part 3. Y'all know I'm joining.
Think about it. Think of it as it's like a grand opening or a release party. All right, it's our party.
Absolutely.
And it's our gift to everybody, like you said, right? Because I've been thinking about this from all the perspectives of the conversation we've been having. And ever since we've had those conversations, we've really been going super hard to nurture our community, get to know everybody. We speak to people in DMs directly. You know what I'm saying? And
beautiful,
we're really
beautiful.
trying to build relationships with these people, man. They're beautiful people, man. So, so our gift to the community who's supporting us is we want to give y'all, regardless of the tier, early access to Road to Ren Part 3. And so that's going down from Tuesday the 8th.
I want to see that, man. I want to see that video, man. That's the one. That's the one that nips it all in the bud. That's the one that gives us all the deets that we wanted to see. All the deets, all the footage. That's the one, man. That's the one, man. And you could have definitely leveraged that one, but I'm happy that you guys put it out there for everyone to get. So it drives traffic to the Patreon. So make sure y'all go sign up for their Patreon. I hope some of my moderators, let's get their Patreon link in the chat. Sick Boy Renegade is already on it with the Patreon. Like, okay, that's what I like to see. Shout out to Sick Boy Renegade, one of my moderators. So basically, make sure y'all get there and sign up just so you can see the Part 3. And while you're there, stick around, pay attention to what they got uploading weekly. They're going to be putting out things. And more than anything, I'm glad you guys didn't use that as a leverage tool, because that's the mistake most people do. So their first mistake is, oh, I got something that's people want to see. I'm going to put it behind the paywall and make them pay top notch for it. But it's like, you're just starting a Patreon. So don't be thinking about profiting right now. Just think about bringing people there and giving them everything that YouTube doesn't get. You know what I mean? So I think that's the right move. As you move forward, as you put out a bunch of more content, you can start leveraging out what belongs in what tiers and stuff like that. But first, get people there. Let them know that you are putting out exclusive stuff. Let them know that this is for them and it's not for everybody on YouTube. And from then, once you got enough content, you start really putting it in certain tiers and stuff like that. But I'm happy that you guys are doing it that way, man. I really am.
Just want to clarify, it's from the 8th to the 13th, which you'll be receiving the early access, because the actual release date
is going to be the following Tuesday, the 15th.
The 15th, because to the public, because we would like
for YouTube,
a 2-day grace period to schedule it out and build up anticipation for people to put their notifications on, because when you schedule a video beforehand as a premiere, nobody can really watch it until it drops. You know what I'm saying? So for the 8th to the 13th, that'll be the time period, you know, because some people might not pay attention to that timeline and they might join the Patreon after the 13th and be like, how come I'm not getting this early access? And it's like, well, you know, 8th to 13th, you get that early access because we still want to use those 2 days prior to just build up anticipation now for the community itself on YouTube.
Yeah.
Got you.
So yeah, man. And you're right, man. We just want to get people in. We want to get people into our world. We want to start building a healthy, positive, fun community. And we, you know, this video is really for y'all, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the whole trip was definitely like, I want to say like 60% of it was for us because we felt like it was a good opportunity, but then like 40% of it was because we knew our subscribers were gonna appreciate this story. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this video is really just a gift for all of you. And I promise you, the cheapest tier is very affordable. So if y'all want to jump on that just to watch the video, that's cool. But feel free to support however you choose.
Yeah. And I'm excited. It's already exported. It's already unlisted on our channel.
Yeah.
Done. I did the thumbnail. We're good to go.
We're good to go.
Yeah. Nice.
Bro,
so
I hope you grab the popcorn, right? And if you watch this, you might have to watch. You might have to do your own live if you're gonna watch this because you're gonna need that live time if you know what I'm saying. Because the video itself is like 2.5 hours long, bro. It's like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh shoot! I was thinking about doing a live on the official release day, not early, but on the official release day, doing a live.
Yeah, you might have to schedule your day out for that one, bro, because it's mad long, bro. Because like the part 1 was like 45 minutes, part 2 was like 40 minutes, right? Part 3 is literally starts from when he wakes up in the morning and he's off to Brighton. So all the way till he leaves the UK. So it's like 2 hours and 23 minutes, something like that. But there's a lot of shit happen, bro.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happens.
And it's edited in the style of our what people have known as our special edit Strawhat Dynasty reaction style. So it's not just us talking.
That took a while. Then
you're gonna get a lot of like noises and pop-ups and memes and things like that. So you'll be entertained.
Yeah. And now,
no shortcut.
And this is something important for everyone listening. I can't officially say this is a thing until I get the confirmation from Ren's team. But now that Sick Boy Dead Wax has been out for as long as it's been out, and by the time it drops, it's out even longer. And now that he's had time to premiere it, he's probably shown BTS on his Patreon. He's probably done all that. So we are more likely going to be able to show you content and scenes that we could not have shown you otherwise because it would have been considered spoiler. So that's another reason.
In part 3.
Exactly. That's another reason why we waited this long, because we wanted to wait till Ren had put out the actual video so that we would be more in the clear to share our experience and not worry about spoiling it. And we don't want to be those guys. You know what I'm saying? We just don't, you know? So that's another reason that it took this long. But you know, the good news is that you'll get a lot more from the video now than you would have before.
Got you. Shout out to Sophia with the $2 dono.
Boom, boom, boom.
Appreciate you, Sophia. Appreciate you. She called me uncle earlier. I don't know what that means. I guess I'm getting old. I hit unk status, y'all.
Yeah, man.
We hit unk status. Well, I was gonna say, okay. So let's talk about the experience a little bit, though. Okay. Without revealing too much of what's part 3. Because I don't want you to give off too much. You know what I'm saying? I want that to be, you know, concealed for the part 3 official release. But to give us a little bit, I would say, what was it like? You know, because obviously we already know, we watched the video, we watched the live, you're in it, you know, you met Ren, we saw all of that. So What was it like, man? What was it? What was the dance atmosphere like? What did that feel like? From what we saw on the live, that in conjunction with after the fact when you was like chopping it up with him, like, did he give you any gems, or was it just like, yo, shout out to you for pulling up? Like that's major. Like a lot of props, or what was that like?
Yeah, man. Well, the whole experience was fucking awesome. If I'm being honest with you, it was a long ass day, but it was awesome. And you know, I like Brighton. Brighton's a beautiful place. It kind of reminds me of Old San Juan or Viejo San Juan, which is a place city in Puerto Rico, one of my favorite cities. And it kind of reminds me of that, but like UK gloomy version, not like sunny tropical, but like, you know, it's a place. It's very hilly. It's got a lot of hills. It's got certain streets that are like cobblestone roads. It's got all these houses that are very close together in these like awkward pastel colors, pastel blue, pastel greens, things like that. And it's just full of a lot of lively energy, pubs, restaurants, little shops. Is a really cool place to hang out. It kind of reminds me of if you took the Lower East Side of Manhattan, Montreal, the city of Montreal, and Old San Juan, and mixed them all together. This is what Brighton felt like to me, right? So it's a really cool place. So we'll start off with that. I really enjoyed Brighton. If you're wondering, yes, I had fish and chips. If you want to know if it was good, go watch the video when it comes out. All right. But yeah. So, you know, I got there and honestly, it was awesome. Everybody in the place was super cool. Everyone I met on set was super cool because like all the extras were renegades. And you know, I mean, you know better than I do. This is one of the healthiest, heartwarming communities of artists that you may cover in their reaction space.
Yep.
I mean, like
Right. Yep.
everybody's just super nice, super cool.
No question.
Yeah. So all the renegades were amazing, right? Ren's team, super cool. Like, and like a couple of them already knew that I was there because apparently, I guess they monitor the Facebook groups, and I put my video in the Facebook group, like, yo, I'm coming, you know? So, you know, a couple of them already knew. You know, the first time I met Victus, he was like, "Oh, you're the American." I was like, "I guess I am, right?" And then, which is great for me because, like, I don't ever think that because I live in America.
I know, right? You'd be called that.
When I go somewhere else, I'm like, "Oh man, all these people have an accent." It's like, nah, bro, you have the accent, right?
You have the nah, bro.
Yeah.
You're the minority now.
Yeah. So, you know, but the point being, all of Ren's team super cool. I met all the major players everyone knows and talks about in his team. Go watch the video, you'll see who I met.
Dope.
Right? I met them all. And they were all super like, I mean, to be quite honest with you, like it was just equivalent to meeting a really nice, cool group of people. So in a sense, meeting those people wasn't a very like fulfilling moment in a sense where it's like, oh my God, I'm meeting someone famous. It was more like I'm meeting someone real. You know what I mean? Like someone real who's treating me as a human being with dignity and respect and just like how you would want someone to treat your friends or something, you know?
Right.
So
right.
for that, I'm very grateful and appreciative because they made me feel like a part of their group, a part of, you know, they made everyone feel like that. They didn't make it seem like, oh, y'all are like, fuck,
Yo, y'all stand over there. Y'all auditioning.
Yeah.
Y'all over there. Don't come near. Right? Like, yeah.
like y'all are lucky to be gracing our presence. Like no one was like that. There was never that energy. A lot of jokes, a lot of laughter. You know, don't get it twisted. They're pro. They're super pro with it. You know, like the guy, that director, I don't know what he's called, but the floor director, like the guy managing the floor, the video, all the moving parts, his name is Josh. Yo, homie's no joke. He's like about the business. He can get silly. He makes like funny, sarcastic comments that are witty, but when it comes down to it, he's good at his job. He managed the F out of that set, made sure things were moving smoothly. But he is very accessible. You can talk to him. He's not like, oh, I don't have time to talk to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was super cool, in that sense. And when I went there, I was on my pro shit. Like, I'm like, yeah, this is fun, whatever. But like, I'm here to do a job. And even though I wasn't
Yeah.
getting paid
I'm
for
here
it or
on business.
yeah, I want to represent myself at the highest level I can. I want to show my value and I want to show like I'm here to be a professional and I'm here to do the damn job and do it well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
LO Cool J, man, I'm doing it well, right? So,
doing it well.
exactly. So,
Somebody called me LL yesterday, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
because light skin, bro.
I had the Kango hat, and they were like, "Yo, you look like LL Cool J." I was
That's
like,
a compliment.
I said, "Hey, I said in the early 2000s, I appreciate you. Anything 2000s and before, I'm cool with."
Okay, I respect it. But yeah, so shout out to Purple Miss D, man. She was on set and she's an amazing person. She's an amazing mother and she's awesome. But anyways, so yeah, man. So that was great being on set. It was a lot of waiting for my part to come because it just so happened that in the lineup of filming, my part was towards the end. You even see it in the video. Quite literally, the lineup of the video is literally how it was filmed, like in that order.
I was gonna ask that. I was like, was it like edited? Like what? How much? I mean, of course, some of it's edited, but like how much was edited when it comes to the order? So that's how the order pretty much was.
Yeah, not much was edited at all, to be honest with you. As far as the show goes, it was kind of just like one shot. I will say that they did edit. We did the whole shoot one time without Ren throughout the day, so that took a while. And then Ren because they wanted to I guess it was like a prep period for people to prep to know what to do when Ren gets there. But it's also, I guess, from a film perspective, they probably it's like, hey, if we catch any good footage, we can still use it, right? But and then they did we filmed the whole thing again when Ren came. You know what I mean? But the show was all real. Like he's really up there performing live. Like,
right.
And that was cool too.
He killed that.
That was a surprise for me. It's like, wow, like I thought I was showing up to a music video shoot, but I'm actually
you had a concert.
At a concert. You know what I'm saying?
You meant to run and call Red live. That's another thing. We it's hard to we kind of just let that just fly right by. Even as I was doing the reaction when y'all was in the chat and all that. Well, I'm thinking about it now. I'm just like, hold on. Like, yeah, you was there auditioning and all that. Yeah, for sure. Or not even auditioning. You were in the video. Yeah. So, but at the same time, it's like, hold on. But Buddy's actually performing though. Like, there's a real show happening. You feel me? Yeah. So that's cool. Like, you got to see your first Red show.
I love live shows. I love live music, and I love watching artists I respect perform as an artist.
And myself. It was intimate and small. Like, it was like, how many people were in there? You would say 100 plus or less?
If I had to estimate, probably like 80, maybe 100 max, but like it looked like there was like 80 people in there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it wasn't a big place. It was big by the standard of like this is a nice place, but it wasn't like a concert hall. But and it was a small like intimate stage for sure. Like I could have like jumped on stage and gave the dude a hug if I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it was cool. The staff there was cool. I got cool with all the staff. That's one thing I did there. I constantly was talking to everybody I met. Everybody's talking, and just meeting so many cool people because people came from around the UK and the world too. You know what I'm saying? Like Purple Miss from Croatia. You know what I'm saying? Like she came through.
That's wild.
You know what I mean?
What was she doing there? She was watching the show?
No, she was one of the extras. Yeah. Well, yeah. She was one of the extras watching the show. I mean, the extras were like obviously used as the audience, but a lot of them are also used for specific parts and scenes in the thing. You know, like when you saw him do seven deadly sins. When you saw him do that, you had the people reenacting the sins. You know what I mean? Those are all extras. You know what I mean? So
They want to know if you met the toilet wizard.
I didn't meet the toilet wizard. I did use that bathroom, but unfortunately he wasn't there when I blessed the bathroom. But
when you bless the bathroom.
but but yeah, so everyone was cool, a lot of waiting around. And then I got my boy Vish talking in my ear the whole time, right? I did see that, and I did comment on your Facebook post about it, so love. But that was amazing that he did that. He gave everybody credit who was in the video, literally, which was dope.
Nice.
And he like named everybody. So
that's so dope.
Yeah. So long story long, finally my part comes.
Right.
And you all saw what I did, right? Like you saw me do a backflip. I don't know if y'all recognized like from the angle that it was in, but I actually kicked off of somebody's chest and did a backflip. Like that was
I noticed that.
That was a person.
Yeah, I noticed that it was a person that you did a flip off. I just thought that was freaking crazy. How the hell you get your foot planted on somebody's chest confidently enough to do a flip? Well, I would have been scared as hell. I was like, damn. But obviously, you guys do this all the time. Well, guys, we're talking to two professional breakers. All right, but go ahead.
Well, this is one of my this is one of my signature moves that I do.
Oh, okay.
All the time, but I only do it with him. So the fact that I did it with a complete stranger was very nerve-wracking for me because I'm kicking off of someone's chest, and some people that might be like, oh my God, like that person is crazy for letting you do that. But in all actuality, because I'm the professional here and because like it's really all on me, I'm literally using their chest as a wall. And there's no way I can kick the way I do it. There's no way I can kick off of them hard enough for them to hurt themselves. I'm quite literally taking all the risk here. Like I could die. Like I could fall on my head, break my neck, crazy.
Right
shit.
on your neck. Yeah, right.
So it was nerve-wracking. You know what I'm saying? I got Miss Meet Kate. She asked a good question. I would like to answer it. What did Vish think of it all as someone who didn't know of Ren as much as you? Right? So that's a good question. To be honest with you, Vish was really there just to support me because with all due respect, he doesn't know who Ren is. You know what I mean? If you don't know who someone is, it's like you just don't know, right? So your
boy was there with you.
Oh, was he there? He jumped into the cipher.
He's a main character in the Road to Ren series.
He said, yeah.
By the end by the end of part 3, he'll probably be a beloved character in that series.
Just know that if it wasn't for Vish, I would not have met Ren the way I met him. And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just like you seen 8 Mile, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like the future to his B Rabbit and not Trip.
Exactly.
Wow, exactly. That's a big statement.
Yeah,
that's a big statement.
He was just constantly pushing me out of my comfort zone and be like, bro, we're here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Get it done.
Get it done.
I'm over here trying to be like super humble and whatever. And I'm like, I'll be humble. You know, if what happens, it happens. He's like, nah, bro.
Get it done. Shout out to Vish. Freaking shout out to Trix's face every time Jules mentions something about asking me something about Eminem. Trix makes his face like he fucking knows, dude. Trust me. He's like, did you watch 8 Mile? I'm like,
yeah. So Vish didn't really, to be honest, okay. To be honest with you, Vish didn't really, he don't like, and everyone don't take this like quite disrespectful, but like Vish quite literally didn't care to be there because he doesn't.
Right. Well, I mean, he's not aware. He's not. Yeah, of course. He's into.
He's not a fan.
There's nothing wrong with that.
He's never heard a Ren song before. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't know what's happening. He was just there because he was being a good friend to me. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So it's like, you know, he was being a good
No, I
friend.
did not, Sweet Pea. I bleeped myself out, but nice try.
Yeah, he was just being a good friend to me and supported me.
A real good friend. It's pushing
Dude,
you. Forget
bro,
support.
he drove me to
And
Brighton.
housed you.
He housed me and drove me.
Housed you, drove you, and pushed
Stayed
you out of your comfort zone.
with me
What
the whole
more?
day, and then went back, and then both of us went back to London early in the morning.
Wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So, and Vish is a very philosophical, very like
Wise
deep
dude.
roots of like hip hop culture. Like he quite literally is either has or is on track to getting his PhD as a hip hop scholar.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
He mentors under KRS-One.
Yeah, who's like a super prominent figure in hip hop rap culture. You
Oh
know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So yeah.
They're from Queens. They'll tell you.
Yeah. So that's kind of like what Vish thought of the whole thing. He was there to make sure that I was on point, that I got the job done. He was happy and excited for me when I would tell him when things were going good. But other than that, he was like strictly business. You know what I'm saying? Strictly business and support. You know?
Did he enjoy Ren?
He enjoyed Ren. He enjoyed the experience. He enjoyed socializing with other people. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, there's like this overlying. He's a very intense person if you meet him, right? And like, you know, he's always questioning things, always thinking about things from a philosophical point of view, and always just kind of like bringing it. He kept constantly, no matter what was happening, how amazing the show was, how many cool people he met, he was always bringing it back to like, all right, bro, we're here for a reason, get it done. You know what I mean? Yes,
I like that.
he did enjoy himself. He did enjoy himself. And who doesn't enjoy it? Like, he's on an adventure like me. He's just playing a different role in this adventure than I was.
And because he's so invested in the culture of hip hop and hip hop music, he knows what good hip hop music is. So I have no doubt that the more time he puts into listening to Ren, he'll become a fan, because like if you know good hip hop music, there's no way you're not gonna be a Ren fan. You're not gonna enjoy Ren. You know what I mean? He's just
At least as a rapper,
at
you
least
should
as a
enjoy
rapper.
him.
Like
Mhm.
forget like maybe if you're not into his story about the whole, you know, medical issues, maybe if you're not into like maybe some of his beliefs on like the system or whatever and all these things he does, at least from just a rapper point of view, like this guy can flow, this guy got bars on the
You
most
can't
basic.
hear fire in the booth and be like, no, this guy's all right.
Exactly.
Like, nah. You're gonna be like, yo, who the hell is that? That dude just killed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, fire in the booth just showed me that I can't wait to hear his new music, because he's stepping his game up. So another question I don't know if I asked you this behind the scenes, but I was gonna ask you, did you hear any unreleased Ren music? Did you guys have that privilege? People that were there.
Yes. And I'll leave it at that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I won't tell you who the artist was, but I'll tell you one thing.
Mm-hmm.
There are artists that are big, or like big enough to be like
A big deal.
Big deal. In my opinion, they're big. Like, they have huge fan bases. They're established artists. And we'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave it at that. And the fact that like I was hearing it was incredible. This guy.
Was it Eminem? That's all we want to know.
I'll tell you this much. It was not Eminem, okay? I'll tell you this much, right?
Damn it.
I'm not going to say anything else, because I'm not that guy. That spoiler guy. That's something he would probably, like, the fact that I'm saying Ren has
Shut this live down. I know. We should stop. You're gonna get my live. I get my own channel shut down.
Right? Now, the fact that I'm saying Ren, I heard unreleased music. He has unreleased music. I'm not spoiling anything. That's an obvious. I'm sure he's always making music, right? I just can't say who the artist was. I can tell you though, the songs were sick. I can tell you that
Reaction community is gonna have a blast.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I
Look at
just
this
remember
guy's
this.
face.
I just remember listening to it, and I was like listening to it like deep. I'm a reactor dog. I was listening to it deep, and I was like, I had literally like my ear literally to the speaker, literally listening to it like that. And he's just like so nonchalantly, like, oh yeah, like I'm talking about like artists with him. I'm like, yeah, man, you know this guy? He's like, oh yeah, I got a song with him. I'm like, want to hear it? I was like, yeah, like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That's crazy. So did he give you second part of the question, did he give you any gems, any advice, or is it really just chill like conversation?
So
You would
when
say.
it came to chilling with Ren, he didn't really give me any gems or advice because, like, honestly, how do I put this? I wanted to be as chill and neutral myself because, like, I just want to be myself, and some people can get caught up in that trap of getting caught up in the hype
Yep.
or maybe thinking about. Well, yeah, but even someone in my perspective, like a reactor, right? Sometimes we could be thinking like, oh, how can I gain from this person, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I didn't want to be that person. B, I didn't care to be that person because at the point I'm just like, I just want to be present. I just want to enjoy this moment, and I just want to be myself. And wherever that takes me, it'll take me. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll be myself, and this guy just doesn't like me. You know, I'm not saying he does
Yeah.
that, but like that could have been the case. But I'm like, whatever happens is gonna happen, and I didn't want to seem like someone who's opportunistic, and I didn't want to seem even like a super fan. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of Ren, but I promise you, there was people there that were way bigger fans than I am. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
super, super fans, you know? And I look at Ren more, not less from a super fan. I am a fan, but less from
Mm-hmm.
a super fan point of view and more from a place of like the highest level of respect. The
Right.
highest as someone who is like my peer, someone who's in a position that I would love to be in one day, and most like just crazy respect for what the man has accomplished, what he's overcome, and on a success level, I'm just like, wow, like I want to achieve the same level, maybe not the same type of success, but the same level of success as this man right here. When I'm watching him on stage, I'm like less fanning out and more like, wow, look at the way he handles the mic. Look at how look at his breath control. Look at it. Because I'm an artist, so I'm looking at it from
Mm-hmm.
that perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
so when I'm talking to him, I'm
He's
trying
living out. He's living out our dream. Let's be
yeah,
real.
when I'm talking to him, I'm just trying to like be myself, who is an artist talking to another artist, trying to connect on that level. That's what I was trying to do. You know, at the same time, I was just trying to be regular too. Like we could have a conversation about milk. You know, not saying that we had one about milk, but like the point is,
Mm-hmm.
like it could be just some normal shit. You know, we had normal conversations about like food, this and that. I asked him things like, oh yeah, you got to come to, I told him, you got to come to Puerto Rico, man. You will love the food there. I was like, but you got dietary restrictions. Like, yeah, man, I got diet. So we got to little conversations about that, and I think a lot of people, what they want to know in the chat, which I'll tell you right now, what's Ren like? I think a lot of people want to know that, right?
Right.
Ren is almost exactly like
He portrays himself.
how you think he's like. If
Right.
you watch Ren talk in an interview, if you watch Ren, perform your favorite song, that's Ren. Straight up. He's no different. Honestly, I felt like I knew him because obviously I reacted to so much of his stuff. I've seen some of his interviews. And then when I went to go talk to him, he was the same exact person. Matter of fact, you know what he was that I didn't know? He was hilarious, bro. He's funny as F, bro. He's
Oh
so,
yeah.
who's even funnier than Ren, actually?
Victor.
Yeah, bro. That guy is hilarious, bro. Like
That I believe.
he's one of those dudes that just say whatever the hell is on his head. He's not even trying to be funny. He's just funny. You know what I'm saying? But Ren is super funny too. And like he's just a normal guy. Like when I had a conversation with him, I literally like put my hand on his shoulder and like just had a conversation with him. I'm like, yo, this is just a normal dude who is trying to get it like all of us and just trying to live his best life and fulfill his dreams. He's on the same journey as a lot of us. He's just in a different part of his journey. And I got that from like you could tell he's a man who doesn't take his success lightly, doesn't take his fan base lightly, and is grateful for every moment. And that's what I got from him, man. So it was really dope, man. You know, talking to him like that.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing, man. What I would have to say though, man, to wrap up this this whole ordeal, I would say you guys are doing the right thing, man. I mean, if that's not obvious, I don't know what other signs you need to do. All you have to do is put things into perspective and figure out what you want to do next. That's all. That's all there really is to it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be confused. Don't be at a roadblock or anything like that. Just figure out what you want to do next, because you're gonna, whatever it is, put your all into it, and you're gonna make the best of it anyway. So not a lot of worrying when it comes to like the next move. You know what I'm saying? I try anyways. Personally, I try not to worry about what I'm gonna do next. I just do what comes natural or what comes to me most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Until I can figure out an actual concoction of my own plan. But until then, what I'm saying is don't stop and think on the go. You know what I'm saying? So as you're trying to figure out something else, take in whatever else the universe is giving to you and let that be your motivation. That might have an answer to what's to come. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, I would have to say, you feel me? Because as creators, we're always trying to concoct something. We're creating all day, every day, and you guys got a lot of other things going on. So you're literally always creating. Your brain is like almost never asleep. You know what I mean? So once you wake up in the morning, you can't really let too much time. Like you could only let about 15 minutes go of doing nothing before you're like, all right, I gotta get started. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go at it. So that's just how your brain works.
It's like you know us, bro. For real.
Yeah.
We may just be. I mean, we are from New York. That's just that's a hustler spirit when you're from New York. That's just how it is a lot of the time. So, no, the coffee lady lives like that. You know what I'm saying? The person who doesn't create lives how he lives. You feel me? When she has to get her ass to get to work, because when she gets out to the coffee shop, she has to make it to the warehouse and for a second job, and she's always on the go. And on top of that, she's trying to do something what we're doing on the side. So everybody's trying to do something on the side in New York. You know what I mean? Everybody's got like a little side plan or a backup plan. So everybody's always creating. We can never really shut anybody out because that's just how it is. That's how we're wired anyways, I would say. But I would say next projects, man. Is there anything you do know you have outside of part 3 that's coming up? We already know April 8th. Sign up for the Patreon. Sign up for the Strawhat Dynasty Patreon early from April 8th to April 13th. You'll be able to get part 3 in full, 2 hours plus of some dope content that finishes up the 3 trilogy storyline that everybody wants to know. So to see some great footage, the longer the better. I'm glad it's long because that means there's more footage, more context, and just a lot more dense storytelling. So I'm with that because I think the first 2 ones were pretty short. You know what I'm saying? If I'm being honest, I think they were pretty short.
Comparison to that one. You know,
in comparison, but also in comparison to what I want to see is what I'm trying to tell you. So I can tell you that. I can tell you that people probably saw it and said, this was great. 40 minutes. We need a little more time than that. You know what I'm saying? People really want to take in the feeling. They want to enjoy the journey and they want to experience it with you in a way where they're like, man, because what people are thinking is, the reason why they want to be a part of this journey so much with you guys is because they know that a year or 2 or 3 from now, when you guys are at, when you guys got your 500K subs or whatever the case may be, right? They just want to be like, man, I was there from the beginning. I got people who pull up proudly in the chat like, hey, I've been here since you had like 60 something subs. I'm just like, damn. Was it a while ago? It wasn't that long ago. It was like in July. But I'm just saying, though, that's a lot of subs ago. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people want to claim ownership in being there firsthand. You know what I'm saying? So give them all that you can give them. You feel me? Because that experience means a lot to them. So give it all. Don't hold back. Don't hold back anything from the community, especially not the people who are supporting you literally, financially, or with time, which is their 2 most expensive. You know what I'm saying? So so give them everything. because that's all you got right now. Because you can't even promise them tomorrow. So give them everything you got right now, and worry about tomorrow's plan tomorrow. Something else will come up for sure. If you keep festering and thinking about new ideas and stuff like that, it's going to come. Or somebody else is going to come across your table with an idea to give you some time to think about what your own plan might be. So like what we're doing right now, we're just creating leeway for ourselves to create something for our next weekend when we go live again. You know what I mean? This just created, excitement. You know what I'm saying? We got to promote, we got to cross brand. We got to introduce the people to each other. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. And then also next weekend, now you got a week to just figure out what you could do for yourselves. You know what I'm saying? But I think you guys are doing a good job, man. I think you guys are doing great. You guys are going to grow, man. You guys are going to continue growing, man. I'll be here to see it. You know what I'm saying? Whenever it's down to collab, I'm down to collab. I'm sure the people will love it. Maybe we'll do like a live, a live reaction collab or something like that. Something that's fun or whatever, something like that. I'm sure the people would love to see that. But soon, don't get it twisted. We're gonna be getting together in person soon. That's really what we're trying to get to. So,
that's what
the boys.
I want to answer.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, talk about that.
What do we got coming up? So, after going back and forth with you on Instagram and then on the phone, we came up with this idea that we want to do something similar to like Road to Ren, go somewhere, live format, vlog it, talk about it. But we decided that we would go see your man Goatworthy over in his hometown right now, or his current town that he's in. And we would go there and we would just have a real sit down interview style, or just a podcast, or just talk to each other, and then kind of just do local stuff with him. Who knows, maybe lay down a track, whatever happens. And then we would like to document that and present that to viewers, all the viewers out there. So that's definitely something we want to do. And I think that's going to be a space where we as reactors, since we'll continue to innovate the creation game, because I don't see anybody doing that right now. You know what I'm saying?
And shoot that on the pole.
Hey!
Who that on the pole? And shoot that on the pole.
Y'all already heard we pulling up. We gonna be live
that on the
together.
pole. And shoot that on the pole. If you ain't getting dough, shawty, you don't get to go. And yeah, we up the stadium. Quarterback and hoes. My money for long, but you do not get to throw. Rack city shit. Penny for your thoughts, and a 20 for your titties, and 100 for your smile. I'ma be here for a while. I'ma be up with them owls just to see you when you out. Look, something for the fucking bit. I ain't with the sucker shit. All the bad strippers, God greet me with their government. Fuck whoever judge you and trick whoever love you, but don't expect a ring if you committed to the hustle. Yeah, rack city shit. She ain't right like them old.
I get my party lights.
I got many chicks, blue and black penny kick strippers at 30, telling niggas that they 26.
Rack city bitch, 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 10, 20s and the 50s bitch. Silver emblem, 2 black cars. Who's that in the nice black car? All tops came back up, results are cause of death, bars. Gotta kill.
Hold on. You can't just be dropping stuff like that on the channel, man. We're gonna start dancing. You start saying stuff like that. Sheesh, man. He said they coming. He said they coming to. Oh, I don't like that setup. Oh, here we go. he said they coming to Texas. You heard?
Coming to Texas.
Coming to Texas.
Hold on. When are we doing this, man? I gotta get ready.
I
gotta get ready.
I gotta figure out when I gotta do it too.
Yo, you fuck with
nice.
You fuck with Aaron May?
Aaron May? I don't know what that is.
Bro, he's from Houston. He's a rapper from Houston.
Oh no, I don't know a lot of people out here, to be honest with you.
But like he's like one of those
very
like he has a very solid fan base. Like, he's like at that level where he's probably like making a living from traveling and doing shows, right?
I can find out quick because I got a lot of homeboys out here.
I'm just saying he's fucking dope. I fuck with him heavy. Like,
okay, he's a rapper though.
Yeah, he's a hip hop artist.
He's nice. He's nice.
He's nice. I think you would like him.
Yeah, he's nice. He's got a good sound, very melodic, but also can rap his ass off. He kind of sounds like J. Cole, in my opinion, certain songs. But
okay.
He's nice.
Yeah, he's nice. He's nice. He has like that cross fusion between like lo-fi, but like dirty South trap kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, everyone at home, it's taken forever, but it's quite there. We're releasing a new music video, which the Patreon members, we'll probably have to tear that one out. But the Patreon members will also get early access to the new music video coming out. For those of you that like our music, that have checked out our music before, a bunch of you have supported us in that. We appreciate it.
Shot and edited by us.
Yep, mixed, mastered,
nice.
recorded by us, shot and edited by us.
What's the name of it?
It's called Over the Ledge.
Over the Ledge.
Oh, Off the Ledge. Off the Ledge. Sorry. Off the Ledge. Yep. So
Let me get my little guy back in here. Okay. Okay. So Off the Ledge is the new single coming out soon. Is it from a project, or is it just y'all kind of going like single, like record for record, pretty much putting it out, slowly building?
We're just going record for record. I mean, we got a decent amount of music out there, but to be honest with you, we have a goal, which I'm being honest with you, we're a little set back on it now, but we'll get back on it. It's all good. And we're trying to release at least one single every month for at least 8 months right now. And then we want to hit everybody with an album.
Okay, nice. So when y'all step out here, man, I'm gonna have to reach out to my studio, man. We're gonna have stuff booked. At least one night, we just go crazy for a few hours and just, record.
We could bring our camera shit. We could do a song and shoot the video all on the same trip.
Lit. Let's do it. Hey, y'all heard it here first, man. Goatworthy, Strawhat, Dynasty, man. We're gonna be collabing bigger. It's bigger than reactions, dog. It's bigger than reactions. We doing reactions. We making music. We shooting videos. We in the studio. We gonna vlog and record the whole thing, man. You hear me? Road to Goatworthy is what they called it. I just made that up. I don't know.
Road to the goat.
Road to the goat. Bye.
I just feel I appreciate people actually taking the time to get to know us and our world, just outside of reactions. If I'm being real with you, I love doing reactions, but when people take the time to like actually know who we are, how we live our lives, and listen to the art that we put like all of our time, effort, heart, and soul into, it just means a lot. It means a lot.
It does. So
man, they said Go Hat Dynasty. Fire.
I'll have to get you a goat hat.
Word.
Some horns or something.
Nah, don't do that.
Oh, never mind.
Nah, that's wild.
That's some
never mind. I didn't even realize I was walking into it.
Yo, Tricks is so funny, dog.
I'll do that.
So, what I was gonna say, what do y'all want to tell the people, man? Like, first of all, thank y'all for pulling up. Thank you for showing up on the channel. I guess we could tell. I don't know if y'all want me to. I don't even know if you know what I'm thinking right now, but because we're not triplets, so I might have to tell you exactly what I'm thinking.
Go for it, man. Whatever.
So I don't know about next week or the week after. I'm not really sure. We'll have to figure it out, but we'll be doing this again, man. I'll be appearing on the Strawhat Dynasty channel, and we'll be doing something like this again. But I guess the roles will be reversed. They'll be asking me a few questions, and we'll try to make it as interesting as possible.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Most definitely. I definitely know there's a couple things I want to ask you that I think the public wants to know about. But
Ooh.
We'll save it. We'll save it for that.
All right. No doubt.
Yeah.
What I want to tell
these are people with something though. Yeah, go ahead. That's what I want to hear. Go ahead.
Everybody is like, because I can't see how many people have been on this since you started. I just see comments. But for however many people who have been on this, whether it be like
50 plus people in the chat.
Oh, well, I didn't even realize that. Whether it's 50, whether it's 10, whether it's 15, whether it's 200 or 500, right?
Right.
I just want to thank you all for being here and watching this, and just know that the time you took to watch this, I guarantee you in the future you'll always be appreciated, because these faces you see now will be on a whole nother level very soon. A whole nother level.
Absolutely.
I want to leave y'all with this. For me personally, All right, y'all. Everybody at home, I want you all to wake up tomorrow and ask yourself, what am I doing with my life? And am I happy doing it? And if the answer is no, stop doing that shit. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I want to say to y'all. All right? Don't be scared to chase your passion, to chase your dream. Don't be scared to do it. It's scary. Actually, it's okay to be scared, but do it anyway. All right? Because we can never become the next level of ourselves without feeling a certain level of discomfort. We got to go through it. All right? Because if you never felt uncomfortable, you'd be doing the same stuff every day and you would never grow as a human being. So don't be scared
Mm-hmm.
to go into the unknown and be uncomfortable. All right. I'm not telling you to quit your job tomorrow and then just start doing your passion. All right. I'm telling you, be calculated about how you want to go about doing your passion. Right. Don't worry about the time limit. Don't worry about how long it's going to take. Don't worry about, am I too old? Am I too young? Am I not this enough, that enough? Don't worry about any of that. Just do, I'm just going to say it, just like Nike, just do it. All right, whatever it is, whatever it needs to be done, whatever needs to be done, just do it. Because
There you go.
I promise you that at the end of the day, after you did it, you will feel so much better about yourself. You'll feel so much better about your life. You will be so happy you did it. And someone said this, I'm paraphrasing right now, but the pain of regret cuts way deeper than the discomfort you feel when you just do it. You know what I'm saying? So just do
Yeah.
it. Right. And I really want y'all to really try to find it with the courage within yourself to really go for it. Right. Even if it feels like you're not doing it, but you're still making that move. It may not feel like it at the moment. Just do it. And that's just what I want to say, man. That's it.
Appreciate that, man. Closing wise words from the twins. Wise words. I appreciate that. I'm not gonna try and top that. I'm just gonna say, appreciate y'all for coming on. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
It was a pleasure to have you guys on here. It'll be even more pleasure to be on your show
Yeah,
soon.
this was fun, man.
And
This was a lot.
it'll be even more pleasure to get together in person and create whatever it may be. Create. And I just want to touch on what Jewel said earlier. Yeah, sometimes like reacting is cool. You know what I'm saying? Reacting is cool, but there's something to be said for just doing what you love and being supported on that. And by that I mean uh, we react to support what we want to do. You feel me? So like, don't get it twisted. It's not my passion to react. Reacting is not even a passion. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Music is just one of the many passions that I have. But it's not. I don't wake up every day saying I can't wait to react. I wake up every day. I can't wait to just connect and build with people, you know what I'm saying? Have some laughs, have a good time, build up that dopamine and, put myself in a good mood for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? I look forward for that recharging feeling somewhat, you know what I'm saying? But reacting is something we do as a source of entertainment that we do. But it's not something that I'm passionate about. It's just something that you guys like that I do. You know what I'm saying? You guys like that they do. You feel me? You just happen to like what we have to say about certain things. And sometimes we could be animated about it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But yeah, man, really appreciate who Stream Elements. Thanks for subscribing. Stream Elements just randomly popped up in here and said that. Y'all see that message?
Yeah.
The hell? The hell? Who the hell is that?
No idea.
So Stream Elements is like StreamYard, but it's a different source. So it's kind of like what we're on right now. I use Stream Elements for different reasons, but when I go live by myself. But anyways, yeah, man. I just wanted to say thank y'all for pulling up, of course. Thank everybody who pulled up. Shout out to the chat who's rocking with us for 3 hours strong. Dang, man. It was about 60, almost 70 of y'all who just in here nonstop, just listening to us chopping it up. So there's definitely interest and there's value there. So that's something we both can take from You know, as a learning curve for us. Like, hey man, people like what you got to say. They're interested in what you got to say, and they're anticipating what you're about to put out. So again, part 3 is coming out April 8th. So you got from 8th to the 13th to sign up for the Patreon to get that early access. If not, it will be officially out when, on the 15th or the 13th?
Yeah, the 15th.
So the 15th, it'll be out officially on YouTube. Don't wait. Get up in there early.
Regardless of any tier, by the way.
Regardless of any tier access will have part 3. It's about 200. I said 200. About 2 hours and some change long. So there's plenty of content there, man. Plenty of context there. That's gonna be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. Fellas, thank y'all for pulling up, man. We're gonna do this again. We got a lot to do. Obviously, we got a lot to do in the future, man. And what we're gonna do? We're gonna do it. like Trick said, we're gonna do it. We're gonna waste no time, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We had Emily in the chat, Pixie, Kid Me Free. You just pulled up just now because I don't remember seeing your name earlier. Sweet P, all the moderators holding it down today. Appreciate y'all. Everybody who's helping us, you know, putting the links in the chat, man. Y'all was moving quick on that. Shout out to the moderators on that, man. They was putting them links in the chat fast. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Shout out to Lisa and Life and the Wave of Change. Don't forget to make sure you put in your dono if you're able. If not, please share the link to the Wave of Change. Let somebody, you know, let a friend know, let somebody know. Everybody knows somebody who's sick, somebody, and remember what the purpose of it all is. You know what I'm saying, just remember what the purpose of it all is. We're trying to find the right medicine for those who are struggling, man. People struggling out here. You know what I'm saying? But care enough to share. That's all I say. I hold people responsible. I don't want to be just like, yeah, you know, if you could share. Like, no, you need to be sharing. At least that's at the bare minimum you can do. If you're gonna be a part of this community, you have a responsibility to share the good word, and that's what we're doing over here. So I'm gonna end it off like that, man. Listen, we can't just go off like this. You know, it's always gotta be a party. The people demand that you get off your seat and bust out some dance moves. That's what we do over here, man. So
Okay.
y'all got a responsibility.
Sure.
Y'all got a responsibility.
All right,
Who that on the pole?
Hey.
Who that on the pole? Who that on the pole? And shoot that on the pole.
Yes,
Y'all about to get a battle. Goatworthy versus Strawhat Dynasty.
And yeah, we up the stadium. Quarterback and hoes. My money 4th and long, but you do not get the throw. Rack city shit. Penny for your thoughts, and a 20 for your titties, and 100 for your smile. I'ma be here for a while. I'ma be up with the gals just to see you when you out. Look, something for the fucking bit. I ain't with the suck shit. All the bad strippers, God greet me with the government. Fuck whoever judge ya and trick whoever like ya, but don't expect a ring if you committed to the hustle. Yeah, rack city shit. She ain't right like them old rap city skits. I got many chicks, blue and black penny
Stop
chicks,
playing with
30, telling niggas that they 26.
Rack city bitch, 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 10, 20s and the 50s bitch. Silver emblem, 2 black R's. Who's that in the nice black car? All tops came back, the results are cause of death. Bars, got a killer flow from the llama. Got a killer hoe, half Colombiana, half Dominicana. Poke out from Bahana, work out a little bit, get the rest from my mama. Black city bitch, black out of 03. California King Kush, black out from OG. You made your deathbed, now laying there. The end is here, start saying it.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that's Floyd Jesse on those funky.
Oh,
You putting that work in right now, bro.
yeah.
You
I've
see
been
what
working
I'm
on
saying?
that. I've been
You know
working
what
on
I'm
that
saying,
one for a while.
From our conversations before, you see what I'm saying?
Cause
Yeah,
of death, worm. The worm almost killed me. Yeah, the worm almost killed me. Oh,
man.
yeah. I just had to show y'all real quick. You know what I'm saying? What I'm working with.
I mean, yeah, man.
You
We
feel
could definitely
collab on something.
I could definitely leave your area and leave you with some extra moves for sure. I got you. How about this? How about this? How about this? How about we do this? Let's do.
Y'all
let's
teaching me how to break?
try to have you try with my help a backflip by the time I leave.
A backflip? Are you insane? That's where we're starting at?
Listen,
Is that what
bro.
we're starting at?
I'm a professional. I teach people all the time. I teach kids. If I could teach a little kid how to do a backflip in like 2 seconds, I could teach a grown ass how to do it too. I got you.
Yeah, what y'all think? I'm gonna be able to do a backflip or what?
Yeah, man.
Hey.
Who wants to see Goatworthy do a backflip with my help? Who wants to see him do it? Assisted backflip.
Oh man! Oh, an assisted backflip?
Yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. Yeah.
Somebody said Manny pushing 40. That's wild. Oh shoot!
I wouldn't do it if I didn't think he'd be fine.
Yeah, I can do a backflip. Hey, look, listen, as rough that might have looked just now, I'm pretty athletic. Pretty athletic, man.
There you go.
From New York, we played every sport growing up. You know how it is.
They asked if you could touch your toes.
Can I touch my toe? Let me see.
Oh, he's gonna go for it. Huh?
Oh, he's going for it.
Just like this, right?
Yeah.
I think you can do it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, dexterity.
Too easy. And I'm flexible.
There you go.
Yeah.
What else y'all want to see?
Not gonna be it. That backflip not gonna be that hard.
Wait, that all it takes? What you mean the backflip ain't gonna be that hard? Because I touched my toes.
Oh, man. If you didn't touch your toes, there's gonna be more of a challenge for sure.
We need you around, Manny. Everybody worried about me in the chat. All right. I just had to make sure I ended it on a positive note. You know what I'm saying? A little dance move. Hey, did y'all dance? I wasn't even paying attention.
We were dancing. But we were kind of also like just admiring your moves. I was just like at the commitment levels. The commitment levels was very impressive.
Oh, okay, cool. I appreciate that. I mean, that happens a lot. People do get, stuck in awe once I start pulling out one of the, you know what I'm saying? This isn't no ray gun. This is like some top level stuff I just did just now. You feel me? Hey, how about this? When y'all come to Texas, let's see if y'all can get me to do a few basic break moves, man.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm not joking about this backflip. But yes, definitely.
I'm trying to move away from the backflip.
and I promise everyone in the chat, when we go to Texas, we will throw down some serious moves for y'all. Whether it be live or whether we do it on a vlog, we'll do it. I promise. We'll do it in that exact room that he's in right now.
All right, man. Appreciate you for pulling up, man. It was fun. Had a blast, man. Great conversation. Thanks for letting us in on the insights and all the behind the scenes things. Looking forward to part 3, of course. Like I said, sign up for the Patreon, April 8th to the 13th. You get a quick early access, little peekaboo, right? Yeah, man. And make sure y'all go. If you ain't following them now, you should be. Like, that'd be kind of crazy. Make sure y'all following Strawhat Dynasty right now on Instagram and on YouTube. Anywhere else you guys want us to follow you on?
I mean, whatever you stream music on, you could Spotify, Apple, we on all that stuff.
Are you Strawhat Dynasty on Spotify?
Yeah.
SoundCloud
Okay.
too. Got some like throwback rare gems that nobody is gonna know about unless you go to SoundCloud. But yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. So make sure y'all stream their music, man. We already know we did that music live, man. People were donating to get you guys' music played. So yeah, definitely got something worth of value. So shout out to y'all. Keep grinding with the music and let us know when you putting out that new thing, man. That new video and all that good stuff. So
yeah,
you'll know.
You want
a little heads up.
You want the Strawhat sign off?
Absolutely. Well, I want to go live and do it. That's what I'm saying. I want to react to it while I'm live.
Okay, no, I meant like for this live, like our sign off. Like
we'll make it official. We'll sign off right now.
Like
bet.
We do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do your thing.
All
your
right,
thing.
y'all. All right. Yo, I'm Trickster Hooligan.
And I'm Jules the Buddha Mug.
We are
Strawhat
Strawhat Dynasty.
your favorite rapping.
Breaking.
Twins from
NYC.
NYC. Peace.
Peace.
Shout out to Goatworthy. Thank you for having us on your live, bro.
Peace out, dog.
Bye.
Yeah. Awesome.
I believe I just ended the stream.
Yeah, I know it takes a little while for it to